Welcome back everyone to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/Xisuma playing the Vault Hunters. If it looks like... Hey, I missed something, you know? I've been playing just by myself, not streaming. I even did a run off camera. I'll explain all of that in today's stream, of course. As of right now though, I'm just really keen to jump in and continue working on the base, which I've really enjoyed a lot. And we've been doing a lot of runs recently, and I kind of been thinking, like, the base is a lot of fun too. Let's keep working on that. Hero Blender is there with the bananas in the chat, as always. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate you coming out again. Hope you're going to enjoy today's stream. I feel like today's going to be a super chill, relaxed one. I've got plans for, like, what we're doing here, and thoughts and projects and all sorts going on. And as of right now, though, I'm just working on the entrance to this area here. I hadn't actually quite figured out what I was doing. Like, I think we're not going to use these blocks in the floor, and the blocks that we are, I don't actually have on me. So yeah, I got stuff to show you today, and we will get into all of that in due time. The block that I'm going to want more of is that one, and I got my stone cutter over there. Very good. Not Sayuj says VH Pog. Yeah. Player of the game, right? Okay. I mean, Iskal just says Pog all the time. I feel like it has a different meaning now or something. I think it might have been the cut andesite. These are the two materials here that I'm mixing. That's the one. And occasionally, could throw in stone, but occasionally something different as well. Go ahead and place a few more of these blocks. We've got our first noise in the ear. It's I Dunk Biscuits for 5 months. I may have only been subbed for 5 months, but I have been a long-time viewer and follower X. Thank you for all the time and effort you put into your channel and content for our entertainment. Thank you for the lovely message, my dude. I'm glad you appreciate what I do. It's a pleasure to do it as well. It should be said. It is a privilege, let's say. Summon Sus is here for 38 months, saying 38 months, whoop whoop. Went to my third Ghost concert last night, and I'm still not able to speak properly. So once again, I thank you for getting me into Ghost via your music blog. Awesome to hear it. Peeps, I have a music blog. If you search on the internet for Xisuma music blog, you'll probably find your way to it. I still post there, just not as much these days. I've changed my listening habits deliberately, putting time into different things, different priorities at the moment. And I gotta say, as much as I love writing the music blog, it feels like the shift in pace has been good. And I need to go to a gig again. I had something pop up in my email and I was like, I feel like I should go to this. I haven't brought tickets yet because it's close to something else I'm doing later on in the year, but it really gave me this feeling of like, you should go see this band. You might not have much time to see them. In fact, saying that out loud really makes me feel like I need to buy a ticket. By the way, we also had a new Patreon sign up as well. David Beck, if you're out there, maybe watching on the second channel, thank you for supporting me via Patreon. Appreciate it. Isn't it a dog breed, though? The Pog. Don't know. Maybe? Maybe. I really like there's like 3 or 4 textures here that I really like, and I feel like they're just not going to quite assemble in a combination where I want all of them. I feel like the floor has to be this material because if we look at the transition, like you can see that I've tried to pick a tone between the two, and then I've tried to make it not too stark the way we start work on this area, right? So now I want to get like 3 or 4 other textures in the mix, and there's like not a lot of room for it. The ceiling feels like it might be a little too low as well. I don't think those blocks are going up there. I think you might be looking at it right there, that combination, which leaves out the lime terracotta, sadly. What we're going to be doing in this room, by the way, is having armor stands, right, and displaying the different Vault Hunters armor. Which, now that I think about it, like, I was gonna have it sort of separated with like a block in between, and then I started to think about maybe using these wall blocks, right? But perhaps what we should do is maybe have it so that it's here with wall blocks either side. Let's go and make those. There's a reason this is over here. James Drew, 27, 89 incredible months. Thank you so much for your support, my dude. Wow. Just wow. Huge numbers. Is this a solo VH World? Says Castegas. It is. I'll give you somewhat of a tour soon because I have to catch up all the peeps on what we've been up to here. So we don't want to go like crazy with the amount of space that we're going to chew out here to put these blocks in. Like this would be like 5 across for every 1 type of armor. If we head across the base to this thing, that's not it. Somewhere around here is the thing I'm looking for. Right, so if I go grab a headpiece, I believe the sets are all complete. So we can see 5, 10, oh, 20 to the orc, 30, 40, 50, where are we at? 60, 70, 80, 90, close to 100. So let's say we've got to make this thing support 50. Like there'll be 1 on either side. Maybe we can do like a 1 in the middle thing as well. That'll probably end up looking a bit ugly. I think you want 1 on either side, right? That's going to be a lot of space. So if we rip this out, and now we make it like that, it works. But then I think we might have to sacrifice the Midori block on this build. I went and gathered some moss to craft up all these blocks, but it just feels like it's not going to like work into the palette the way I wanted to. Also, can anyone tell me where I found this stuff? Do you remember? Because I don't know where we got it from. I think we might have got it inside of a vault, which means if we use it a lot here, we're going to have to, yeah, find that stuff in a vault. In fact, that's changed my thinking now a little bit. Here's what we'll do. I think we're starting to see the palette we're going to use come together now, because these other blocks I can craft, right? And that's important because then we can finish the room. So how about that? And then if we come in here, put the shingles back in, and then do the rod. Can you rotate that thing? I don't think you can. So then this is where an armor stand goes. Now I think maybe there's room for a little bit of Midori. You know, very, very subtle amount of it. For sure. And I've got some light sources here, but I think we're going to end up using... Where's that block? I'm going to use the light on the walls there. So this is going to come all the way. This is where I need to perhaps invest in building gadgets again. Not sure it can place those blocks rotated, but we'll find out. And then there's going to be a block here that's going to have... Okay, I want to do something while I remember. Which one was it? I think we were mixing some of those in. Oh, look at this. Inventory's full again. And what was the other one? Oh, maybe it was that one. Just put those in quickly. Badger says, "Sup, lovely nerds." Nerds are lovely, are they? We got some mod messages here as well. Yeah, we do it throughout the streams for common questions like who's on the team. Okay. I'm not sure what I asked. About the Econite rods, Lord Void Raven says the Nether, I think, where you were quartz hunting. You see, I remember getting these other ones from the Nether. In fact, you can see some more building that I've done just over here, right? Like small stuff, but just setting up a ways to go in that direction. So I remember getting either that one or this one in the Nether. I just got this feeling like maybe not the green one, but you could be right. They're probably all found in the Nether, right? There's 3 of them. And yes, X, nerds are lovely, says Badger. I can't shake just growing up with like nerd as an insult. Whenever I hear it said, like, and to be clear, like, as in an insult that like I didn't agree with, you know. But every time I hear that word to this day, I just think it's like an insult word, right? It's not one I would use. You know, no judgment, just love. If anything, like being a nerd is usually having a lot of passion for something, which I think is great. But yeah, whenever I read it, I just can't shake that sort of like feeling of like, oh yeah, this is an insult or whatever. It definitely was an insult, says Xarleon. Yeah, it definitely was, and maybe not so much anymore, right? Not so much anymore. Anything is an insult if you use the right tone, says my cheeky butt. That is true. My cheeky butt! No, okay, that was that just made the worst soundbite ever. I tried to sound mean, and I just sounded like an idiot. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. You absolute Xisuma, says Badger. Oh, there you go. You know, someone says something wrong. They try and pronounce the name, they get it wrong. You absolute Xisuma. Oh, God. You know. Okay, let's go. Right, so we're pretty much not using gravel. I don't know why I got gravel. I think I am done with these other textures for now. These were going to be a part of the build. And then they've just sort of fallen wayside with my plans. And now I think we kind of got... I should really use the trowel. We're gonna dig out the whole space. We're gonna figure out how much space we need. And then we're gonna... Yeah, just dig out the space and then put it all in, right? And use the building tools. So the last thing I need to figure out, I think, is just like... Maybe up here as well, like... That block and that block, what do I want them to be? I just threw away a bunch of blocks they could have been too. You might notice as we look into the inventory here that there's a bunch of stuff missing, or there's less of something. We'll get to that. Kind of tempted to use these blocks, but they really do stick out like a store farm. Dark Prismarine might go quite well. But I think I want a block that feels more like a pedestal. Almost said pedestone, which is... like stone. I don't know. Words getting jumbled in my head. Again, have we used that one? Is that like a fourth one? Oh, it looks darker in that GUI. I see. I don't want a block that emits light. Oh, by the way, these ores, we got a project to do today. You might have noticed something. Okay. Peeps are still tuning in. At some point soon, we're going to get to, like, explaining everything that I've been doing, which I'm looking forward to. I've just got to contain my excitement a little bit. Let's go further up. Let's actually see something we've already got in bulk. So it sort of says, yeah, you can make more of that, perhaps. Got to around here somewhere, didn't we? And if I remember correctly, we're going to need, like, 200 of these around that. This block, actually, might go pretty well. Some sort of sun metal. Something animated, maybe? Just doesn't fit the vibe of the room. That definitely would fit in, or this one. Okay. And then I have the silver lantern here, which I really like. I want to put it somewhere in the base just so I don't forget about it. Could put an azalea in, it matches the thing. What's that? Dark oak beam. Could be one. This is what I've been really enjoying with playing off camera a little bit, is just taking my time with stuff. And like looking over the blocks. I like that one as well. Okay, so we've got some options. We'll pick something. Not being in so much of a rush. The first mod message was responding to your question. I don't think you were live when I sent the message. You can pin a message in Twitch chat. Ah, yes. Okay, so Twitch just keeps adding features and I'm completely oblivious to it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, gotcha. No, that doesn't... I think it's really got to... Ooh. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, and I can literally dig for it. Wow. Okay, so back down here. I'll tell you what, the top of that block, quite honestly, I think definitely there. Yep. Definitely up the top we need that. And here, I think I've got to go with that just because it kind of matches this block a little bit. So it'll be there and there, yeah. Alright, so that is going to be our repeating design that we do over and over. Dang it. Over and over again. So now I've got to dig out the space. We'll do a little bit of that. We'll do a little bit of chatting. And then once I've dug out the space, I think we're then good to bring you all up to speed on what I've been doing. So while that might not have been the best move actually. What did I just put away? Okay, we're not actually using those. So materials that we are going to use, I'll keep to the side. Do you know what? I can come and fish it all back out. I think it just makes more sense to fish it back out later actually. Oh, you'll see I got a crystal prepared for our next run. Alrighty. Let's figure out the space. We got Dev Chimera here for 11 months. May Chimera subscribe and never know what to say. Never know what to say. Thank you, my dude, for 11 months. Closing in on 1 year. That's amazing. Appreciate all you do. I'm hoping you and I can do some things together in the future. I wanted to talk to you at some point about tunnel rats. But when the time is right, I'll be in touch. We got Carls of Doom here for 27 months saying, may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. That's a beautiful quote from Nelson Mandela. I like that. I had to make a big choice today about spending a lot of money on a car. So I had the option to get a car that I knew was in good condition, get a good price for it, etc, etc. The thing is, I hardly ever drive my car, and like the thing that I've been told with cars is like you need to get a new one every few years so it's reliable and it doesn't break down. And I was thinking it over and I was like, this is a lot of money to sink into something that I don't really care much for. If life's circumstances were different, I might need to drive more, so it might make more sense. But then I was thinking about, okay, so let's say my car does break down. It's most likely just going to be around my local town, and it's not going to be a huge hassle. And even if it happens on, like, I'm traveling to a football match or going to a festival, like, the cost of having your car break down on that occasion is probably nowhere near as costly as getting this new car, right? And so when that time does come and the car starts to get old and show those signs that you need a new one, that's probably a few years away. I don't know. It's like big decisions with money and stuff, and like life stuff that's boring. Man, it's like you can overthink it, right? But I think I made the right decision to stick with my car because I just don't drive it enough, right? Keep a car well maintained and you can run it for 15 to 20 years, sometimes more, says Foxfire. Yeah, I'm kind of taught. I've kind of been taught sort of the opposite, like a bit more of an uh-oh mindset, like be on the safe side, right? And I kind of feel like that. I think what I'm going to do instead is invest in a garage door so I can keep my vehicle inside. And in the summer, it'll just be there all summer, basically. So it kind of feels to me like that's the decision, the right one. Okay, so we are actually clearing out, just sort of looking at it again, almost the right shape. We also have to get that. So what I like to do with these kind of projects is get it so you're down the end here and you can clearly see a slice of the shape. And then it just makes it easier to keep chewing it off. The next thing we'll do is we'll measure out the distance. And then we'll know how far we're going with this dig. Okay, so over on this side, there would be that block here. And then it would go one further back. To about there. So that means then this starts here like that. And that's the shape that we now need to dig all the way down to the end, I believe. Good stuff. Cool. That's our shape. Now for the counting. Oh, by the way, I got a hot cup of tea here. Not a decaf coffee once. How about bicycles, says Tricky Brick. Yeah, that's the thing. I've got 3 bikes. Right, I got an electronic bike and 2 non-electronic normal ones, right? And I can make use of those. The only thing is just the weather. When it's cold and wet, you just want to get in the car. Mayschool, it's here for 102 months. Thank you so much for all you do, my dude. 102. Wow. By the way, soon you will have a new badge. So we figured this out. I don't know if you were there. Dungeon time. The deal is the dungeon animation is going to play when someone joins. Right? That's the way I'm doing it now. And maybe again when you hit that like new badge milestone. Have you actually got it? I think you've got it there in chat. So The issue was, it wasn't 100. Like, I thought 100, and then I equated it to 10 years. So I put the badge on 10 years, and then I was like, you idiot X, like, it's 12 months in a year. So then I made it 8.5. So 80 plus 96, is that 8? So another 6 is 102. Yeah, you've got the new badge. You're the first one with the new badge. You just hit 102 months. That's the number. Okay. Oh, I guess I'll play the animation again then, since I just said it. So you can have it. You can have it at 100 and 102. Everyone gets it played twice. Yeesh. That's the new rule. Okay. We've got the golden Evil X face. Can we get another Evil X in chat, just so y'all that are hanging out in chat can see how glorious that golden Evil X is? My advice is to save to buy a new car and not the one you're going to have to fix and buy parts in the short term compared to your current car, says Beau Flair. Yeah, that's the advice I'm getting. And honestly, like, I did have to throw a little bit of money at my car recently. Oh, maybe I'll talk about it again. Free public transport. It would be lovely, but sadly there are none in my country to go to our public beach when it's quite costly. It's cheaper for me to go to the capital, which is farther away, and there are things that confuse me, says Aria the Sleeping Fox. I mean, good public transport would solve everything. My experience where I live was don't rely on it. Like, every time I tried to rely on it to get to work, it was late. Yeah, so using the public transport would be nice. But yeah, as a car driver, it really just feels like everything has been hardly ever use it, hardly ever have any problems with it, and then the other side is all this like what if mentality, right? Like, you feel like you have to have a car because what if, and I don't know. Oh, by the way, I'm sweating heavily. I need to while I'm slurping, I need to wipe off sweat as well. Gosh, a slurp and sweat stream. So that animation, is it still playing? Sometimes I put it up on the other screen and watch it, but today I just kept waffling, didn't I? Jacko and Bria, if you like music in the videos, check out the description box and you can find out what it is. You heard the intro music and it felt nostalgic. That's because it used to be my intro from like episode 17 up to like 9, probably over 1,000. It was always just that music. How hot is it there, says Nokia 12. Today might just be one of the hottest this year, but we've had quite a mild summer. We've had rain on and off throughout the summer, lots of mild days. In fact, just a week ago, it was feeling like, man, September's rolling around and like the weather is like, it's starting to get cold. A couple of chilly days, but then this little heat wave came along. Joe thinks we'll be able to get away with not having a car in Nashville, and I'm like, the local supermarket is over 2 highways. In America, it's built for cars, right? If you love it or hate it, it's all built for cars. I remember going there as a kid and not kind of having that mindset of like, I don't know, when you're a kid you don't look around at the transport and think about infrastructure and stuff. If you do, you're awesome, because that stuff is super interesting. But when I remember my holiday over there, like, I had a sense of like, wow, like the cars here are really big or whatever. But now I look back at it and it was mad. It was like you wanted to cross the road to go to the other shop, you needed to drive to get round there. It's all built like that. And I remember feeling like quite unsafe crossing the road and using the crossing, and there's no wonder why now. It was like you were crossing like 4 lanes and then another 4 lanes that are like super wide compared to what I'm used to, and like people don't really walk around over there in Florida. So like you were getting strange looks from people like, why are you walking? You know? And everything's sort of just built at a distance where you need to drive, and then there's no real infrastructure for walking. This isn't true of everywhere, but it seems to be a very common way in which American cities are planned and designed around the car. Just one more lane, bro. That'll fix the traffic. This time, I swear, bro. Please, just one more lane, says Lucro. The thing about adding more lanes is that there's this idea that there's like more bandwidth for the traffic to come through, but tends not to be true. Tends to be a case of like you're just making more space for the traffic to sit. And there's more to be said about like designing things in a way with alternatives to actually stop people from driving. So if you build like instead of building extra lanes, if you build decent alternatives, like less people will drive. And then that'll reduce congestion without building more. But America is very, very car centric, and it's a very difficult thing to break because so much of your like what you rely on revolves around having a car. You know, once you don't have a car, all of a sudden it's like really difficult to get places and do stuff. So like, where do you start with that? Rural areas are more acceptable of walking, but it's still a pain, says Lefos. Yes, I imagine so, yeah. I am from the U of K, L Hops. And where I live, we have cycling tracks. So I've always found it easy to do cycling over here because you don't have to go on the main roads. Which is very nice. It's not the same everywhere, but it's good. It's good. What are these? Iron pillars. Let's use the iron pillars to count the distance, since we're going to put 50 on either side. And I have 50. Wow. So -2. Wait. Let's go just double check that number stuff, because I don't actually quite remember how I did it. So I think we counted... Okay, so like that's 10. We're going to take the total number and divide it in 2. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. It kind of looks like it might be more. Okay, so it's a little tricky to just get it right. I'm going to do it one more time. So that's 30. Oh, I did it wrong. 20, 30, 40, 50. I basically need maximum concentration. 60, and that's because this slider is really sensitive. 70, 80, 90, yeah, just under 100. So 50 was correct if we divide that number in 2. Got it. Maths with X, says Coles. It was more like trying to count the thing when it moves a little too fast for the movement of your mouse. That's what I would call it. Oh, I already took the 2 off, so if that, based on what we just saw, we can probably lower it by another 2, which I might do. And immediately you see how unbelievably massive this project is going to be. Brilliant. Brilliant. It's unbelievably mahoosive. Isn't this where I should be using the building gadget right now? Or maybe even the destruction gadget. Sometimes I just like doing stuff the old school way, you know. And we will continue right now just to focus on this. I think I'm going to take a break in a second and just show you all what I've been doing around the base. Yeah, but a lot of places in the US are close by and have no public transport, says Badger. Yeah, it's car-centric, as in, yeah, no public transport. 96 it looks like. Yeah, I could literally just knock off another 2, right? And then it would be the exact amount. So I think we'll just roll with that. And if I happen to need to make the room bigger, well, we can figure that out when we get there. There is a question of like maybe putting something in the middle, right? Oh, actually, I kind of there's almost space for it maybe, because you need like, I think you need a dividing wall like this. And is this thing, oh, please tell me it's like symmetric. 1, 2, oh no, look. It's not, so it's like that, and that makes it a little more cramped. So if I added one more width on that side, and then put a thing in the middle here, so then it would be that wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That goes one more block that way. Okay, so we would have the lime shingle stuff start about here. And then this space here would be occupied. And honestly, I don't think that's terrible. Like, I think that's okay. I honestly think that's okay. I think I'm going to go with that. Let's go with it. Let's make this project Because it's getting ridiculous going that far back, right? Oh, X, speaking on the Minecraft update, X, I sort of had a complaint with the villager trading changes. Making it mandatory to obtain diamonds doesn't seem like a great idea to me. Like, there's players who don't like caving, right? I don't know, it seems very inclusive, exactly, if that makes sense. We'd love to hear your perspective on this, says Vegeta. I really like the changes that they rolled out yesterday. What I'm seeing as being the problem, though, is that when this was first introduced, there was a crowd that went like, this breaks the whole balance of the game, what are you doing? You know, like, this is really weird, and then it all got left in, it never got fixed. And that is on Mojang, really. They should have fixed it. They should have sorted it out straight away, but they didn't. So the past few years, players have gotten used to, and not all players, but some players, used to this kind of like overpowered villager stuff, which it kind of gives you a break, right? Like, some people like it because it's like, hey, do you know what? I can just kind of jump in and do all the stuff I want to do and not have to do all that grindy stuff because these villagers make life easy. So now you've created a part of your player base that wants it to be that particular way, right? I've just realised that the layout here is going to be slightly off. This would actually be more like this, I think. And thus, I think we can do something quite nice here. And actually have it split up like so, and I don't have more of these. So they've created a player base which wants overpowered villagers, right? And this is important because now that's getting taken away from them. Really, that should have never been there. And if you just look at it from the perspective of like, what would this been like? Oh, this looks really odd, by the way. I kind of didn't expect it to look like that, but I think I'm going to roll with it. I think it just looked better the other way around. Okay, so if you're one of those players that doesn't like the changes, think about them from the perspective of like, okay, but it was never supposed to be that way, so what do the villagers do now? And I really like how the villagers are now going to encourage you to explore the world more. Like, they really sort of weave into an adventure, you know, of if you want to do the villager thing, you've got to explore the world. You've got to visit these different locations. You've got to set up a villager thing here, a villager thing there. Now, people don't like that because the villagers used to be easy, which they probably shouldn't have been. So just take that out of your argument if you're on that side. Take out the like, but it should be easy, and appreciate like what this offers, which is a really cool like way to interact with your worlds by having these villagers kind of like hand you out maps, and then you get rewarded for it, right? Like, if you travel to the places, if you trade, you will get cool stuff in return. I think it's really great. I think it's quite well thought out. The problem is that it's taking away from a particular player base. Again, a player base that, like, possibly not that they shouldn't be there, just that it wasn't supposed to be this way around, essentially. And oh god, my brain just went dead because I had a thought and I was holding on to it, and then it just kind of like slipped away. That happens sometimes when you're talking. Anyways, I guess if they like suss out how to make breeding villagers and moving them around. I had a great idea, by the way, like the camel. If you get on a camel, it's a 2-player thing, right? That's great in multiplayer. What about in single player? So what if the nearest villager to you, when you get on a camel, decides to like check out what you're up to, basically, and hop on the camel with you? Just the nearest one. So you don't get like a whole crowd of them racing over, it's just the nearest one. So the nearest villager comes over and gets on the camel with you. Now, you can transport it like a long distance. It just traded a map with you. Off you go on an adventure. Brilliant. The only issue, I think, is that you then have to move 2 of them all the way to that location. So you've got to take that trip twice. But why not just make the villagers like, they could introduce a new breeding system that doesn't need 2, right? I mean, the villagers are already genderless, you know, you can do that. It's a computer game, why not? I think that would be really cool. Okay, anyway, our number, by the way, was 96. So now we need 24, but we're going to take away 2. So it's going to be 22. So we've got 22 more of these to place across the middle. So if they solve the problem of moving villagers and breeding them, you know, an intuitive, easy to understand way. My idea with a camel, you can kind of discover it accidentally, right? Because you find a camel in a village, and when you get on it, you're going to notice a villager's going to run up to you and get on it with you. There might be a downside to that, but there certainly is a big upside to being able to move a villager very easily. So if we can solve those problems, then I think the system becomes really robust. At the same time, you're still going to be like leaving behind that playstyle for people who want to play Minecraft the way they want to, and they just want an easy leg up from the villagers. And I don't know how you put something like that in a game, because once you do, it's very easy to gravitate towards it. So it's not just a thing that you like, you know, anyone can technically just go into game mode creative and change the game for themselves. And some people probably do that, right? If you've got a lot of discipline and you know, hey, I like playing this game, I just want to fix this one thing by going into creative mode and giving myself a full set of netherite armor because, you know, I like there being mobs in the world, but I don't want to do all that gearing up. And I just want to focus on building. You know? It's like, why not? Right, let's read your messages now. Personally, I'm on the side of the changes. More excuse for exploration, says Jahin Draws. You just reminded me of the thing. When I stopped mid-sentence a moment ago, it's because there was an idea there, and it just came back to me. If you've been around my streams, you hear me talk about vocal minority. I'm becoming better and better at expressing what I mean by this, okay? Like, you have a certain amount of people that play the Minecraft game. Then you have a certain amount of people that watch videos, and then you have a certain amount of people that comment on those videos. And I think it's easy to see comments and think that they scale proportionately. You can ask yourself all sorts of different questions that then make you think, well, actually, is that true? So, like, if you're really passionate about something, do you think you're more likely to comment? Okay? So if you're more passionate about Minecraft, you're probably going to be more invested in the changes they make, and you're going to comment about them. Which could mean that all of those people watching that don't comment are maybe less passionate, less interested, and they don't actually have a strong opinion on the changes, right? They're not really that bothered. So a vocal minority, how do they represent the whole? I think it's really easy to think, if you agree with a voice that you see online, that represents more than it does. I see this with so many things the more I think about it online. It feels like when you go out there into the real world, when you take a break from Twitter and all that stuff, it just feels like everyone outside's more chill and normal. But you go online and everyone's more extreme and wild. And I think it's like that with these comments sometimes. I think maybe the majority of players are just pretty cool with whatever, right? They're way more casual than you think. And so for those of us, like me and those commenters that are really invested in like what Mojang do and how they change the game, like you lose sight of how uninvested perhaps a majority of players actually are. How just, I'm cool with whatever, you know? Maybe that's what we lose sight of. So, what if you can't comment, says Lex? Well, then we don't know what your opinion is, right? I don't know quite what you mean by can't being an issue, right? But the idea is that basically you can't take comments as just being like a 1-for-1. Okay, video has 1,000 views and there's 10 comments and they're all angry. Does that mean a whole 1,000 people watching the video are angry? You might think that it means about 100 are. But that's the point that I'm getting at, is like, maybe not. Like, how do we really know? And the more I think about it, the more it feels like, at least with Minecraft, perhaps it's a case of like, the average players are just maybe just way more chill and don't care. And it's those of us that are like super Minecraft nerds that care about every little decision. We're the ones that talk about it a lot. And so, you know, you see a lot of that. Anyway, let me get to the point. when the villager changes were first added, when villagers were OP, there were a lot of people saying like, oh, this is going to ruin the game. This is like terrible. What are you doing? These need to change. This is so OP. Right? Now, there weren't a lot of people going, no, this is good. This is great. We want this. Because at that time, that was the change. That was the thing that all of a sudden became different, and it caused people to react to it and go, like, this is negative, or we see something wrong with this. So now, years later, everyone's settled in, sort of accepted that that's the way it is, and it flips back the other way. Now the thing has been changed, and people are angry. Right? So that player base that was angry, or sorry, is angry now, didn't exist when it first came around. People weren't angry that there wasn't something really overpowered in the game that made it easy for them. It's just not the way that people thought about it. You know? I really think it says a lot about how we deal with change. And I'm looking at these changes currently, like, to me, that they feel like they're positive. Especially these new maps. I just think that's such a great way to go about getting the player to get around the world, to make it like an interactive experience with the villagers. Like, it made me want to play with Out of Mist, right? Like, next season of Hermitcraft, whenever that is going to be, because now that I think about it, like, we don't know when these villager trades are even going to be here, right? They might not be in the game for a year. But next season of Hermitcraft, like, if the new villager stuff was in when we started, I would kind of be like, could we like not use a mist and all that stuff and like just enjoy this villager stuff for what it is? Let's play it the way, you know, it can now be played. I think it's going to be fun. And obviously, I'm the kind of player that has a lot of time to do all of that. And for some people, they don't see the joy in it, and they just want their overpowered villagers so they can focus on the other aspects of the game they enjoy. Which is, you know, honestly, it's pretty fair. I get it. I get it. You're now accustomed to playing that way, and it's being taken away, which is never good, but it really should have never been there in the beginning, right? It never should have been that way. Am I full again? Dang. Let's go empty this off. I think the main issue is enchanting is severely underpowered. And what underpowered it was those villagers, right? That's what underpowered it. Something interesting about those villagers and a server like Hermitcraft is that villagers are now a viable trade instead of just a service. A viable trade instead of a service? Not sure what you're trying to say there, honestly. I think with such a large modded community, it leaves room for people to still play how they want. Yeah, the thing with the whole large modding community is that the modding community is not as big as you think. It really is like, I think it's like less than 1% of Minecraft players are playing modded. What you can say though is a lot of people watch modded content. If you're the sort of person that has, if you're like a powerful PC user, you know, you've got the good hardware, you know how to do all the sort of, yeah, there's a bit more, how would you describe it, sort of like an open platform, isn't it? You know, consoles are plug and play, PC can be a bit more like DIY. And if you're in that space, it's easy to think that like everyone's doing that too. But the numbers that Mojang have published in the past kind of show you, like, no, actually, not a lot of people do play modded, right? It's a really small percent. There's a huge barrier of entry. But because there is such a large player base, it means that there are a lot of modded players. But compared to the overall amount of Minecraft players, it's like, I think it's like less than 1%, honestly, is what I remember seeing years ago. And it makes sense, it really does. Like, it might be surprising, but it makes sense. Modded is like, if you're good with computers, it just seems easy, you know. Oh, you just go to CurseForge and download a Modpack. But like, to people that don't use computers, it's like, what? What's this voodoo magic you're talking about? Most players are on Bedrock, and there's not really any Bedrock modding. Exactly, exactly. Most players are on Bedrock. And most content that people watch is from Java. Very strange dynamics, but yeah. It's one of these reasons I don't buy into the whole, they're trying to kill Java. It's because, like, why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense. It's a huge part of the game. And their development strategy over the years has, like, always focused around snapshots. And I don't know, it just seems some of those ideas are a little bit absurd. Anyway, let's stop the waffles. Let's move on to our next topic. So what we'll do is we'll come back here in a little bit. Oh, I placed quite a lot of this, did I? We'll come back here in a little bit, and we'll finish up like a small portion of this and put in some armor so we can see what that looks like. Now I'm going to give you the tour. Now I'm going to let you know what I've been up to, because I did a run just the other day. Let's open this up. I did an off-camera run. Here's how I've been feeling, okay? I felt like I got into a little bit of a rut with the game where I didn't quite see the way forward. That's why I've been working on the base a little bit, but I also had a chat with Iscal, and I noticed sometimes like my thinking isn't very clear, and it's good to catch yourself when you're like that, because I've had this in games before where you hit a kind of wall and you forget to like reorient your thinking and approach it differently and get your head around what you're doing again. And I kind of did that with Vault Hunters. We got to level 50, then all of a sudden it got really slow. Where's my helmet? I remember taking my helmet. I took an armor piece off to see something over here. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, so right, so what I haven't done for the longest time is like really think about what my strategy is. And all of a sudden we needed to get some knowledge stars. By the way, I got one out of here. Wow, we absolutely want that. You'll notice that this solder fuser over here is running and that there's a crafting bench here. Wow, okay, I haven't done that very well. We want that pog. That's a good one, that is. So yeah, I've re-strategized, and I've gone, okay, we need to have a plan of action here. And Iscal was sort of hinting that I need to get more items, right? Because I want these knowledge shards so I can do this rotator modular routers, is it? I want to do this modular routers stuff. I know what the problem is here, by the way. It's that I don't have the soul bag with me. So I want to do this modular routers, therefore I need to get a bunch of knowledge together, and I'm not really set up to do that on a run. And me being me, I don't reorient my thinking, and I don't strategize on what we need to do different in the game. I just sort of keep playing the same way. Very typical of me. So now we're going to be playing different. We need to change our strategy. And that's why I did a little run off camera, was because I wanted to see if I had the right idea, and it turns out that I did. Okay, let's see if we can buy that pog. Brilliant. One of the other things I brought here, by the way, was let's see. Oh yeah, a knowledge star itself came through. In here, you'll see that we got some items. Aha! I have been exporting all of these, which I think are basically junk to me. I looked at the recipes, I thought about what they were, and I've decided to export them over here into the Vault Soul diffuser. We might actually get rid of this buffer and make it look a little nicer if possible. And that's me being smart and you know, getting some more soul shards so we can get our hands on things like this. A knowledge star. So now we only need another 7 of those, which requires me to get the knowledge essence, which I got on my run. This thing doesn't actually show you the loot itself, but there was a lot of it. We go in here and we look at, here we go, 2 living modifiers. Yeah, wild, by the way, is crazy. You get a bunch of mobs just continuously spawning in each of the levels. You'll see that I managed to focus on living chests and get quite a few of them in a run. I had set my ability up to go to living, and I went in there with a new tool, which I've built, and some new armor. So, we made this... Where is it now? I think I've retired it to a chest. We made this tool, great stats on it, but then we hit level 50 and we didn't make a new tool, right? Also, if you look at the amount of durability and repairs on there, I don't really need to add anything to protect that. because I'll probably get enough loot to make another tool in the future. So I'm starting to understand the pace of the game a little bit better. Wait, where am I going? Backpack. And so I made this new tool, right? And I got some jewels, and I managed to, like, I gambled on a couple, right? I did some Iscal's gambling, and I've got 9.6 item quantity and 9.5 item rarity. Probably could have done a little better because I forgot to unpack my backpack, and so I had a load of really cool jewels sitting in there, but that doesn't matter. When we get to level 65, we'll make another one of these again, and we'll focus on item quantity and rarity if needed. So doing a run, focusing on living, and with those extra buffs, I was able to get tons of items. I also changed these boots so that we have item quantity. You can see I crafted that. And I think there was one other piece as well. Maybe it was this one. Item quantity, item rarity. So now when we get armor in the future, I'm going to like look at the armor differently and think, what stats here are good? Like, what is this piece of armor good for? And rather than thinking, I want mana right now, I'm going to hold on to pieces that might be good for different types of runs. So I'm starting to think that way a little bit now. You'll also notice that I did some redecorating, reordering of stuff over here. That included, actually, changing how this works. If we head out to the middle of our base, where we can teleport to the different parts, you will see that we now have solar. So up here, one day this might be a big array of solar panels, and we might decorate it, but for now, that is all it is. And it feels to me like this needs way more light around here, and we'll get to all of that later on, won't we? Okay, I also tried to sort out this storage system a little bit. Like you can see there's some stuff that's been removed, but it's still been a little bit tricky. I've been using disk manipulator over here to get some items off of this. And now that we've been exporting junk and recycling it, we've reduced some items. So I want to get modular routers and start to better organize how we take out our items. But I do think like, I'm hitting some limitations here, and it feels like it's with crafting. Every time I look at void upgrades and I look at all the material costs, it kind of feels like we're going to burn through a lot, and maybe I'm not there. So I don't think we should do that until we know we need it, all right? Anyway, let's check out those knowledge stars, by the way. So we're going to do modular routers today. I watched a video on it. I feel like it's something I can start using straight away. I didn't look into what it costs to craft once we get it unlocked, so that is another thing. Would it be under, what is it, storage? Wouldn't it be over here? Where's modular routers? Big toys. Maybe it's quality of life? Nope. Am I being like dumb and I've like gone over it a couple of times? It's in handling. Handling, modular routers. This looks really cool, this mod, and it does cost 8. So we need to craft 7 knowledge stars. And thanks to that run that we did, we should have, you know, a large amount of these. I think they're also in a compacting drawer now, so everything I did was probably just pointless. And we need 7 of those. Dump it into there and do that, and bam, we got 7. Yeah, excellent. So that plus this, have a little munch. Hey, we're going to do modular routers. We're going to do modular routers. Which is there. Lovely. Now everything else is super expensive. So we're going to get to that today. That's cool. Yeah. Is there anything else to show you in here? Like, I think... Oh, yeah, this one. Okay, so... Item rarity. What do we got? We got one with 16 on. So my other magnet is in my backpack. Oh, yeah, I think I changed my shield as well. You can see I left the previous items in. So when we go on a run and we find an ore room, we'll switch to copiously. Otherwise, we'll have item rarity. And this is the way that I should have been playing, right? And I've not. I've just got stuck in my ways and, you know, just doing run after run and not really orienting it to our goals. So we've done that, and now we've unlocked a mod, which is really cool. Then I decided I would focus on the base a little bit. And what I've done is pretty much, I think, just over here. I showed you some of the other little things I've done in the area. That was about it. Then there's this. And then there is, something going on over there next to our armor display area. I'm really glad we shortened the length of that room. Otherwise it would have been ridiculous. So, if we type in ore, as you can see, we've gathered some ores from the vault. This is the bit I've been looking forward to so much in this stream. I was like, I can't wait to get around and do this. We're going to have to make a list, though, of the ones that we don't have, which I can probably do using this thing on the side. So if I now head over to that spot, what you're going to notice is that there is both vault stone and regular stone. I've got this weird feeling like I've done it wrong, but I haven't. Let's type in at vault ore like that. Now we'll try and order this, I think, from like most common to rare. I'm not sure if it's really laid out like that, but to me it felt something like this. 1, 2, 3 are the first ones, maybe Wootide fourth, and then after that I think Echo is the rarest, maybe Black Opal somewhere up there. Like, I don't know, Painite maybe a little common. I don't know what way to order all of these ores. And then there's ones that we haven't even got, right? Like the Escalium and the Sparkletine. It occurs to me that I'm trying to ask you a question in chat, what way you think we should order it. That's going to be chaos for me to read, isn't it? So I should probably just like throw these together and let it be. So we've got like the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they now go like this. And the idea is that we're going to mirror their stone equivalents up top. Right, and then I think I'm going to put Echo on the far side, Black there. Maybe these ones together in the middle, something like that. So let's go 1, 2. And I've counted this, by the way. It should be the right amount. And then maybe these two we just put about here. Huh, look at how the light messes with that. Like the whole, that's really, oh, okay, that's not a zoom key. The light is sort of messing with it, right? Like, look at how that texture is to that. Pretty weird. I don't know what's going on there. Some sort of weird rendering thing. Nice shark. I think it's literally telling you the answer to your question. Like, you need to update your server to be the same as your client, basically. Also, I don't know, does it work using LAN? Playing over LAN? Although, no, actually, the way I read it again, that's probably not what you're trying to do. Oh, Lord Void Raven, thank you for looking up the Architect's palette mods. Those blocks we were talking about earlier are all found in the Nether. Excellent. A compacting drawer has you covered. You can even right-click the drawer with the shard pouch to draw the shards out. Oh, with the, yeah. Oh, that's a great idea, actually. That is a great idea. Over here, we could use modular routers to also export our soul stuff and put it into a, yeah. That's a nice little project. That'll be fun to do. That's a great way to use modular routers. Pip the Elf says Larimar and Benatite most common. Alexandria, Painite, Wootide uncommon. Black Opal the rarest of the non-unique. All the gems are unique gems, and Echo is the Omega unique. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna orient them based on like what I think. And it sounds like some of those have fit in pretty well. Oh, did I? No, wait, we put them back. So we got to go vault ore again. So now we have these other ones to place. Let's just try and take one. Like that. And now we know where some of these go. Like Black Opal is going to be above. I'm not going to mirror. I'm just going to put it like in the equivalence. So it'll be up here. That is where you go. So then this one is that. Now I don't have... Right, Alexander... that one is that one. Then we've got Pain and Benatite. The old Benny. There you go. Painite, so Pain would go here. Wootide. Okay, then I get to sort of pick where I think these other ones go. So Honestly, they're all pretty rare. I think I'm gonna put Iscal's further along, so we'll put the Iscal one there eventually. Right, is this messing with the shading of the? Look at it. It's messing with the shading again. It's so weird how that's working over here. Now this one is glowing, so I think I'm gonna put it next door to the Iscalium. Then I'm gonna downgrade these because actually I think I've seen that one quite a lot, so it'll probably be there and there. So I'm gonna go here and there, Sparkletine, and you know I could have actually looked up the recipe for Pog and just sort of counted like how many Ashium gems I had, for example. But there you go. So that is a little project that is going to slowly grow with time. Like, we will try and silk touch the ones that are missing, which is something I need to kind of prepare now, in a ways. And that, my friends, should bring you all up to speed on everything I've been up to. That actually placed as a cobweb. That is really weird. I'm just going to let it be for now. Okay. So, like, we need... Okay, how am I going to do this? Like that. So we need Echo. They alphabetical here. Yeah. So we need that one. So Echo, then we need Opal. No, we got Opal. We'll do the stone ones first, right? So we need ones that are missing, like we need the Larimar. Do you know what? I'm going to do that off camera. I feel like it's going to be boring to do that now. And I'll probably do a better job if I'm not streaming. I'll better have my attention focused on what we're trying to do there. Anyway, do you like the project? String plus vines equals cobweb. Oh! Oh, so if I break that, which apparently I can't do with a Vault Hunter sword. I get ya. I'm going to leave it like that for now. Super epic, says Chibi Pepper. Cool. Also, did I totally missed noises in me here. I'm so sorry. Biscuit Games 128, thank you for 2 months of the Prime. Learning so much from your playthrough, thank you. Oh, glad to hear it. JSTP 3000, thank you for 2 months as well. Appreciate your support. So sorry for being horribly distracted and ignoring you. Dang, need to do better. Need to do better. So looking at like this, eventually I'm going to come in here and probably mix up some rocks and stuff, but I think I'll do that off camera another time. The next thing we're going to do today, now that I've updated you on strategy and what I've been up to in between, how we're going to reorient our play style, is to just finish off this little project that we're doing at the moment. If I go ahead and try and add that over the side here, yeah, you need terracotta, you need lime. I don't have lime, but I got slime. We got lots of terracotta, that's for sure. Oh, actually, we got lots of orange terracotta. I don't know if universal dyeing is a thing. So, cactus dye. We're going to have to build a cactus farm soon. And some bone to make lime, basically. Get on that. There we go. Hey X, started catching your streams recently and I'm enjoying them, says Lost Flatlander. Hey, thanks for coming by and checking them out. Glad you're enjoying them, my dude. Let's go ahead and do about 8, I think. Hold on to these other items for now. So yeah, we need to strategize what our next run's going to be about. I've got a Vault Crystal here. By the way, I used some catalysts and I made some more of these. I've started to get new ones, like plentiful, so, and extended. So if I need like anything in particular. But the thing is right now, what I'm thinking is that apart from going for XP, I'm not sure I need something specifically like I did last time. So I kind of don't really actually know. I'll have to figure it out in a minute what the next run's going to be about. But I didn't even craft more of this, I just ran away. I got my lime dye and I ran away. Okay, then was it like that? Or was it 2 of them together? That's the one. Okay, so as well as that, we need that olive stuff. Okay, got those. Then we need the olive walls, which means we need more of those probably. On the ground, it was the andesite stuff. So we'll take that, this and that stuff. So yeah, that's the ground. We need those iron things. Those things, iron pillars. I believe they're made out of these blocks. Made out of the slabs. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I probably missed something, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, let's start with the floor, I guess. Oh yeah, I missed our rods. You should make the round robin upgrade for the furnace pipes. I probably should, but we'll get away without for the time being. Oh, I could have made these straight in the stone cutter too. Okay. I wasn't looking out for that, I guess. Okay. What goes on the floor in between? Oh, Midori. We are still using that. I forgot. We'll come back to that block. I made loads of it as well. Definitely going to come back to that at some point. Hello, just joined. Was there something important that I missed as Luna the Dragon? Probably, because I just kind of went through the whole like update on what I've been doing in the world and play style and doing a run off camera and how I've got some new gear and got my hands on some knowledge stars. Yeah, so you probably did miss a bit. I think they're in the wrong position, aren't they? Because I've just... actually, no. Are they? Wait, what? Oh. Actually, no. Something does seem a little bit off here. Maybe I miscounted it, right? Like, it goes back again from there. So, yeah, this whole thing then... Yeah, it was all off by one block and I didn't know. Ah! That's what I get. That's what I get. All in a hole. That's what I get. Yeah, not going to do the whole thing all the way down to the bottom, just the beginning bit for now, I guess. And then we can put them in the correct spot, which is here. And it's Midori in between as well. Oh, I thought you were playing Hermitcrafts as Mars. I mean, hopefully not, because it don't look like Hermitcraft. I don't know what... I would love it if Midori blocks were in vanilla, but this is no vanilla. I was on Hermitcraft earlier today, though. Do you think making easier villager transport is important to make the changes more palatable? Yeah, if you've only just tuned in, that was literally what I was saying earlier. I was saying, like, they have to solve that problem in order to make the changes they've got really kind of, like, land. And I think the changes they're bringing in are great, honestly. Like, it feels like they're adding... They're giving the villagers a lot. You know, they're going to become an interesting way to play the game, to focus around the villagers. Currently, focusing around the villagers is kind of like OP. Right, which people have gotten accustomed to and whatnot. I like the idea of now, like, hey, villagers is a whole adventure. Like, you got to go around the world. I was kind of wondering, like, when they get to the other ones, like, they've redone the armorer. And again, it's I think they can pretty much, like, probably toe the line with making stuff biome dependent. That probably goes quite a ways, because then I think players are gonna sort of set up in the world with that knowledge that you're gonna want to be able to, like, move around to the different biomes. So it kind of, like, influences the playstyle that way. But is there more they could do? Like, can they start to think about other aspects? Maybe there's, like, other structures and locations that could... these other villagers could be linked to when they get around to reworking them. I saw quite a few people talking about the ancient cities being quite awkward to get to. So, like, there could be an opportunity to make a villager have some kind of way to interact with the ancient city to some extent, right? There's a lot of potential, basically. Hey, it's Prixel! Hey, my dude, how's it going? Prixel25 here for 3 months. Thank you so much for all you do, my dude. And welcome to the stream. Good to have you. The armor changes are helpful for predicting how the toolsmith and weaponsmith are going to go. Interested to see what happens with jungle and swamp tools and weapons don't have chainmail equivalent though. Yeah, so yeah, that's like a potential opportunity is the way I'd look at it. Like, you could do something interesting there, but we'll have to see. This one really got me excited though. It feels like villagers are going to be quite interesting. Again, talking about playing with them from the beginning, like, we're used to getting all of those books, right, on Hermitcraft. We're not going to have those anymore. You know, Impulse is going to have to find a new business. The book market is changing. And I like that, but, you know, that is as someone who's played the game a heck of a lot and just likes that our next season will have, like, a different angle to it because of those changes. Just, you know, not thinking in terms of what every player wants, that's for sure. What I should really do to make this a little easier is probably put the floor in before I do more of this. Like, we got that, and these. Oh, that is actually not the one that I was using before, but I think I might just leave it in anyway. Then this one. Don't want to go too crazy with it, that'll do. Out to about here. Go back to that one. Mr. Beardstone, welcome to the stream, my dude. Afternoon. Hope all is good. Wasn't there also a copy-paste gadget? Might be worth it for the walls here. There was. I never got around to learning that one. Honestly, right now I'm in the mood for just like placing blocks like this. So I'm not terribly fussed, basically. When I'm not in the mood for doing this, maybe with the rest of the project, because there's a long way to go, then maybe we'll start to use those tools. So yeah, if we get back to this today, we'll do that. If not, remind me in a future stream, and we'll do that. But yeah, I had myself a little, like, off-camera, off-stream play session and just kind of got back to those basics, you know, just enjoyed doing a little bit of building, projecting around the base, and that's kind of just what I'm in the mood for now, really. That's a bit pointless, really. I should go back and... Well, actually, it's the perfect amount, but yeah. Oh, we're being raided! We're being raided, Paul! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome all the potato people. I've been listening to a duo called the Potato Head People. Their music is awesome. If you like the hibbity hop and you like it a little bit jazzy, I'd recommend them. They're cool. Yeah, welcome all the raiders. We have been working on this room over here where we're going to put all the different armor from this game into one central spot. That is at least the idea. And we've also just set up this. We're going to try and collect all the gems in the game as well with our playthrough. Just having a blast, really. Doing a little bit of like back to basics, working on the base, having fun. Been playing off stream a bit recently and enjoying it, as I was saying a second ago. Potato Music Group. They're called Potato Head People. I've listened to 3 of their records, and all 3 of them are very enjoyable. Hard to pick a favourite, but I'd say this latest one that I listened to felt like the most consistent sort of feeling record. And it was a very nice, warm, summery kind of record as well. Easy vibes. Good music, basically. Yesami is here for 9 months. Twitch baby right there. Hey X, the bass looks great. Thank you. We're going to do a little project, a little technical project in a moment. Real soon. Just getting through this bit first. Okay, so here's where we alternate like which block we're placing on. Okay, and then like same again. That one comes out, that one goes there. I also have some building gadgets, but today I just feel like building, you know, the Minecraft way. Without all that modded stuff. Yesami, thank you ever so much for resubscribing for 9 months. Wait, didn't I just read that? It just popped up again on my stream. Did I read? I'm pretty sure I just read that. Okay, it popped up again. I don't know why. Twitch be twitchy, maybe. Did you see the possible leaks about auto-crafting introduction to the game, X? I think it'd be a good idea if that happened. I did see, like, the leaks vicariously through other people's videos, and I tried to go, like, get the source tweets and stuff, or at least, like, screenshots of them, so I could spend a little time looking at it myself, but I couldn't find this stuff, so I just kind of gave up on the idea a bit. I'm not really going to think about it too much, because, like, if it's here when it's here, then let's talk about it, and if it's not, then we're just playing a game of speculation, right? Oh, that's how we made it. Okay. Okay, I forgot that. That's why I had all that dye. That's why I got all these blocks here. That's why I probably need some more of them. And we're gonna need a cactus farm to finish this project, maybe. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, this turns out to be true, awesome, like, but we'll know when we know. So I'm kind of not too into the hype. It was a little different with the last leaker, the Badger guy, because some of those things turned out to be true, whereas this other account has just disappeared straight away. So it just, I don't know, it just feels a little less important, or I don't know, worth paying attention to, perhaps. Like, but the last leaker was a bit different, because we got to kind of see it come to life, and then you could, you know, it'd be like, okay, what's the next thing? Right, that's gonna make it in. And there's only one thing that didn't make it in, and I can't help but feel that, like, well, the leaks were authentic, so they had that on the table. Maybe they'll add that in the next update, and then it'll be like, well, there you go, there's that other bit as well. It's all deleted. Phoenix SC made a few videos about it if you want to see them. Yeah, I've seen their videos and other people's videos about it. Like, there's quite a few people making videos on the leaks. It's just like I said a second ago. It's like I couldn't get my hands on it myself so that I could, like, look at these things. It's not the same when you're watching someone's video and they're, like, blasting through a bunch of thoughts and whatnot about it. I kind of just wanted to, like, look at it myself and take it at face value. That kind of thing. That's what I did last time, like, when those, what was his name? Roger Badgerman. When those leaks went round, it was like you went to the tweets, you went to the source and had a look at it. And since all that stuff's been deleted this time, I don't know. I'm therefore not really as interested. Right, so we've got a little bit more of the ceiling to place in here. That's that side done. And that's that, basically. Awesome. Yeah, so the next... probably just half stack now on the ceiling. And then this bit here. Right, I think I'll put in just a couple more of those blocks and then we're done. And then we need to go get armor stands. Wow. And start to fill this thing up, right? Cool. Joe Lynn says Joe Hills has a video. Joe doesn't actually have a video of that game. I don't know, like, how he got confused about it, but, like, the video he shared wasn't the game that we were playing. It was a different game called Rush. And, like, there's loads of videos on Rush. There wasn't videos on... like, there's videos on my channel on Rush, right? But there isn't videos of the Tunnel Rats game that we're playing. X, you've really mastered the art of making cool tunnels in Minecraft. Thanks. Do you know what? Like, of all the tunnels I build, I feel like I've built a lot of tunnels, haven't I? But like quite often, I actually feel like I hold back a little bit. You know, like you can get quite elaborate with tunnels. Tunnels are fun. At least with on Hermitcraft, because usually you end up like building a long tunnel, and so you don't want to go too crazy with it. But like you could. Anyway, let's not get distracted. We are here to look for armor stands, I think. So like, let's make a bunch. Okay, guess we need a bunch of that. And another 16, and there you go. Right. Then we also need to go pick up some stuff from my base. We're going to have to use the transmog. I should basically bring the transmog over there. We still need to create a room for these things. I don't think that room should actually be, like, there, but when I figure out where I next want to build, like, it will probably be the transmog room, I guess. Hold up, were there dedicated armor display things in VH? No, says Lucro. If there is or there isn't, Wardrobe? Was that it? No, I don't know. Wait, when I look at it, or when I break it, there's this moment where I see a bunch of info on the screen about the armor. Huh. Also, what about shields? Were shields in that? No, we looked at all the helmets, right? So yeah, okay, I know what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking. Apparently the wardrobe. So the question is, what displays it better, the wardrobe or the armor stand? I wouldn't be surprised if it was more optimal to do the wardrobe. That being said, like, how much does the wardrobe cost if we want 90 of them? 96 to be correct. That's quite a bit of Vault Diamonds. That's quite a bit. Let's see how many we got. Maybe that's like part of the strategy long term, is to sink a stupid amount of those into it. Yeah, like I can't, like I'm gonna just disappear a lot of my Vault Diamonds and I'll have to get more. Let's check out the difference. Let's make one of each. Let's bring one over there, basically. Making one more of those ain't too much of a harm. This thing is gonna just sit over here for the time being. It's not actually a bad place to have it. I just didn't really put this front area together with that in mind. So if we put the wardrobes here, it would make the block below it kind of useless. So the very first type, Rusty Raider, I don't know if that's it or not. Like Rusty Knight. Okay, there's a question of like, do we like what we see or not? We're just gonna have to throw in like a bunch of stuff like that. That honestly looks a bit like, I like the fact that it floats up and down, but the pose doesn't feel right. We don't want to swap. We can also put weapons on it. That's interesting. And trinkets. Now, if we go for the regular armor stand, here's the dealio. Like, which one are we going to like more? Okay, it's going to look smaller in this room, that's for sure. Leggings. We don't have any more boots. See that, I don't know, something about, maybe it's actually the combination of things that I just put together. So if we go ahead and take all of these off, let's put them on the hotbar. Where did they go? They didn't go on the hotbar. I think it was those ones and that shield. So now let's see how it looks like that. Yeah, they look different. They look quite different the way they get spaced out. I feel like this needs to be half a block taller, so we could always put a slab there. I honestly think the armor stands look better. I'm not saying this doesn't have things going for it, but like, that's gonna look weird and awkward in this space. I think we're gonna have to go the armor stand route. The rendering is also like semi-transparent, and here it's solid. I'm gonna go with the armor stands. That's an easy decision for me. It really is. That really is an easy one. We need to put it on a slab. The Bigum 18, thank you so much for your Prime subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. There are some rendering options for the wardrobes. Oh, okay, there's rendering options. Well, let's go grab some sort of slab to put in that room. Like like iron slabs would sort of match what the texture we were gonna have. These things are made with this, by the way, so we do that. We get a bunch of blocks. We have an iron farm, by the way. Now we have a whole bunch more. Okay, let's do the wardrobe again, though. So, we put in these things that look awkward. Okay, that went in the chest plate slot. Weird. So, rendering options, transparent or solid. Okay, now that does look better. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this one apart. And complete this so it looks a lot better. Oh, I'm still not sold. Because it's the way it's spaced out. It's not like one of these. You don't even have a shield, buddy. I think that just looks better. So we're gonna put it up like half a block. So then you got that. And it goes there. I think that's gonna look so much better. Alternate between the two. That would add some variety, but no. Here's the thing, peeps. I've been sitting down. It's sweaty. I want to stand up for a little bit, you know. I know I'm going to go to the toilet now because I had a cup of tea earlier. You know how my body works when we do these streams. You get to know X. You get to know when he needs the toilet. Alright. Oh, by the way, speaking of my music, if you head over to YouTube, to my Soulside Eclipse channel, there is a demo on there of a new song. And there's probably going to be another one coming your way soon. I got well into making this song the other day, and I'll talk about it when I get back. But it's kind of in this phase where it's like, man, I can put all the pieces together and see this thing through. So I'm probably going to have like another demo for you, maybe within a week. So go subscribe to that channel. Anyway, I'll be right back. Oh, I'm muted. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. I remembered the one thing. I pressed the B right back. I didn't get the mute. Cool Gamer 101, thank you ever so much for 7 months of support. Asking, hey X, love the Hermitcraft episode the other day. Any chance you could link the resource packs you used? As I just explained, but I was muted. As I explained in the video, those resource packs are not publicly released or supported. E1 is doing some amazing work with it. Like, it's improving, it's getting better, but it's up to them if they want to release it or not, right? Like, I can't release it, so I don't know. It probably will, but like, it's not for me to decide, right? It's not my work, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Right, more armor stands means more stone something or other. That stuff, yep. And then more sticks. Yep. There might be another little organisational headache coming our way. It has occurred to me. We should probably get signs, right? And that will help with the organisation. So, I'm just wondering, like, look at this. Signpost. That's probably not going to be a thing we need. And then strip bamboo sign. So, in that area, something green would probably look good, right? Like warped signs. And then we're going to get into, like, dyeing them and stuff. Let's see. So we probably want... want some of this. Oh, actually, this is a pain because my inventory is currently full. This isn't a crafting one either. Let's go get the crafting one. Right, I think I put down all the slabs, didn't I? If not, I'll hold on to a few. So we want to make those. Thank you. 15, that'll do. Okay, and then like helmets. Rusty Knight, Rusty Raider. Kind of like the idea of it coming down from the ceiling. Which actually, I think I can do. Yeah. I think I can do that. Just got to use my knowledge. Oh, that's not it, is it? Oh, I remember what it is. It's that one. Like, I'm not sure if the iron is going to look good in there, but this is like a block that goes at the top. Ah, it takes away. It takes away, unfortunately. But then your sign would be... Oh, maybe not. Like that. I think I'm going to put it at the bottom. Oh! Breaking stuff. Give it back! Give it back again! Okay. Rusty Knight. Rusty Raider. Honestly, I now think I want a sign that's like different to that. Is that like a twisted sign maybe? It's like greyish. But these are only for the new types. I'm not seeing like the original twisted sign. That's really weird. It's the new types, but not the old. Oh well. Light green sign, there is that, but it's hanging, or it's a signpost. Glowing signs are a thing in VH. Well, we'll probably just stick with that for now. Okay. So we got the names of the first two. So now it's like Rusty Knight. Also, how does shields work? Good old vanilla shield. There's not as many shield models. I didn't think about that. Huh. Huh. Might be the same of weapons too. Yeah. Should we make a separate display area for those then? Right? Because I kind of assumed there'd be something that matched each and every one of them, but that's not true. So we'll do shields separately. Okay. So right, Rusty Knight. Rusty Knight. Dark Rhino, Gladiator, Rusty Knight. You are missing your leggings. Shadow King. Rusty Raider. There's going to be like a lot of grindy rummaging through items and labeling things. I think that's going to be a bit more of a off-camera labor maybe for me. It's like there's these other ones that I'm not sure appear early on or not. Right? Like that one doesn't appear for a while. Dang. Rusty Scavenger. Dark Minotaur. Then they change colour. Interesting. Gladiator, was that early on or not? I don't know. It was there. So like Dark Minotaur next? I think. No, Rusty Scavenger. Rusty Scavenger. So this is going to be one heck of a project. Whoops. Followed by the Dark Minotaur and the Dark Plate Mail. Dark Minotaur, Dark Plate Mail. There's probably going to be some spelling mistakes along the way. Okay. So like that's how we're going to have to operate. Did we have any of those though? I don't think we did. So what we're going to do next is grab some shulker boxes. And there's also going to be gear here lying around. Now that one... Yeah, that one will go into the display, that's for sure. These are ones I just recently swapped out, so I'm going to hold on to those. Oh, interesting. Is this just junk? Okay, it's just junk. Junk that can be scrapped. Let's grab some plain shulker boxes for this project. And then think about where we've got this stuff stashed away, basically. Because I think I'm done with that for now. The rest of it's just going to be like a little off-camera passion project, I think. You know, maybe I'm in a call. Maybe we've got a Hermitcraft meeting. I want to do something like grindy in the background. Just come over here. Take care of all of that, right? So things to go back in the vault. This we actually kind of need to interact with that. So I'll leave it here. Yeah, things to go back in the vault. Oh, the silver lanterns. These look so cool. I need to figure out where I want to use them, right? Let's go... Yeah, let's bring that with us so I know where to plop this down for now. I need to just place it around here. Because this is where I basically put stuff that I want to use somewhere. They just all go over here. So that'll remind me. So we zip that away. And we put that in our backpack. Very good. Oh, I love this trophy room, says Paranomasea. I like that you called it a trophy room. I like that, yeah. Trophy room, that's good. We're going to build more rooms soon as well. I've got the itch to build a few more rooms now, right? We'll tidy up that space. Maybe work on the roof. Going to have a little thing out there that goes up to the surface. I feel like maybe we need more of this. Here and there, something up there. I reckon we're going to extend this platform out. Oh yeah, I've got a couple of crates to open from our run. This is going to get extended and we're going to put some stuff related to going into the vault out there. So yeah, the base will expand. I've really enjoyed working on it. Both off camera and on stream today. It's been really fun. And we're kind of taking apart like the last of this, really. The last of the remnants over here. So yeah, this is the other thing, right? So like we'll make a display area for wands and whatnot. Maybe even some of the basic tools. So this is why I got the shulker boxes, because we'll drop these things in here and then I can rummage through them and stuff at another point in time. Oh yeah, we've been playing this game for a while, man. We got items. We got items. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is drop all these shulker boxes down. Open up my backpack, not that one. This one here. Just drop these things in for now. And we'll play it like this. Break that. All that stuff can go into here. Oh yeah, axes as well. There's going to be so much stuff to put on display. It's going to be cray-cray. And those tooltips, man, they make... Oh my god, they make this a bit wild. Do we fill that up already? Oh, that's the one we already had items in. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's why it's full. Okay. Okay, successfully filled that up. That's junk. Junk. That's it. Punch these out, and that's the whole old base area finally, like, done with. Don't need anything from over here again, if I'm not mistaken. We have no reason to come back here other than to pick that up. Nice. Goodbye, old base. Hello, darkness, my old friend. That doesn't fit in. What am I singing? For some reason, I thought that would fit. Okay, we'll drop the shulker boxes off down over here. Maybe put 1 or 2 items in? Nah, I don't know. There's definitely, like, what one's that? Scrap. Wait, I read the wrong bit. Rusty Raider? We have a Rusty Raider helmet? Rusty Knight. Rusty Raider! Wait, did we already have that one? What one are you? Rusty Knight. Dude, are they like the same? Rusty Raider. They are so similar. Dude, there's like a stripe and a cross on the side of his face. That's the difference right there. Rusty Knight. See, there's some that we can start to do away with. Dark Reinforced. Rusty Raider chestplate. Rusty Raider chestplate right there. Rusty Knight leggings. Ah, you didn't have them. Oh. Oh, they're so similar. Any boots that match? Rusty Knight, I think that's the one we had the boots for. Rusty Raider, that's the one we didn't. Huh. Wait, I don't see boots on you. So we've got the first 2 complete, right? Damn. Oh no, it did, I'm just swapping them over. Yeah. Let's put the rest of these down and do a run, I think. Let's do a run. I think I know what we need to do before we do our run today. We need to investigate, should I say, our modular routers. Oh, wrong button. Oh, I've got... Wait, didn't I put a bunch of stuff into there? I put it into that one, right. Oh yeah, and I went around ripping up some clay, apparently. I say apparently, I remember doing it. Okay, nice clean inventory. Get the last of that. Oh my god, that really is a crazy amount, isn't it? Extract again. Cool. Right, that's all done with. So, modular routers. What do we need to... Oh, that doesn't work. What do we need to do to get into this one, eh? That is the block that we need to craft to get everything else done. That does not look too taxing at all. But it does require that. And we can actually make one of those off the bat. Okay, so we got that. And then we got this, which gives us 2 of them, which is pretty cool. Then we need some of these upgrades. Now, there are a lot of them. And they can do a lot of things, and I need to learn. And I have a feeling I played a mod pack in the past where I, like, brushed this mod. Maybe I made a cobblestone generator with it. Dropper module, distributor module, puller, and sender. I think puller and sender are the ones I wanted to start with. These look like... They're called augments, yeah. So they augment the behavior of something else, I believe. So we'll probably skip over that. These are item filters. Okay, that's good to know. Then we have upgrades, which probably relate to performance and other functionality. And then we have modules, and we just crafted modules. So I think the modules are the main functionality. So some sort of activation of something. Breaker is a pickaxe. Creative is creative. Detect things. Get a redstone signal, perhaps. Distribute. Dropper. You can move energy with this stuff. So energy output. Extruder. Not quite sure what that would mean. Flinger. Flings items around. Fluid modules. It can move fluids. We've got a placer. So like block breaker, block placer. A player module. I think that means you can act like a player. We might end up using this down at our little ice spawners farm, you know. So I think puller and sender are the 2 that we're going to use straight away. Now, vacuum is probably like picking up items in an area. That might also be useful down in ice spawners. And then void is obviously to destroy items. So we actually got 2 places we can go ahead and use this straight away. But we need... Oh, that's the wrong one. I think we need to get started with a puller. Okay, which we can do. And a sender, which we can also do. And then we've got 1 module for that. I can't remember if you need to give this thing energy for it to run. But the way I saw it explained, should be pretty easy for us to just grab some items, maybe some clay balls. We seem to have lots of those. Put down a chest like this. And then you want to go, so puller. No, is that not sender? Is that not how I saw them do it? Just right click on it. Hold I for more info. Extract items from adjacent inventory. I think it's level 2. Uh-oh. No thanks. I think it's level 2 that actually... what was that? Oh, that was just junk. I can go in there. I think it was level 2 module that lets you do it the way I'm trying to do it. So let's go back to... Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button again over here. Back to the modular stuff. If I wanted to make the level 2... That's a puller? Oh, I thought it would make it out of the previous one, right? They're not really that difficult to do. But I might be able to make use of these anyway. So, how does that work then? If I can't click on the chest, or does it know that it's now next to that thing? See, now I'm really not actually sure what's going on. These don't correspond to like a side of the block. I feel like I'm missing a step here. You're supposed to link it to a chest when it's level 2, but what do you do when it's level 1? Press C while hovering, like this. Huh. Oh, might we actually need that? Okay, so let's go into controls, down to... What are we looking at? Key or category? Modular routers? Configure. Okay, there you go. Let's change that to... is O used? P? Okay, apparently that button isn't used. So... Where did I put the things? Right. Oh, wait. I just right-clicked. Aha. Puller, left. Right-click. Okay, that's better. That's better. That's what I was expecting to see. Right. Now you see. Okay, so we've done some basic stuff. Now, how are we going to use this in junction with this thing over here? Well, we can... Do you know what? I wonder if there's more functionality in here. Match any, ignore MBT, blacklist, match item damage, tag matching, always continue. Always continue extracting subsequent modules on this tick. I was hoping there would be something like leave one item behind. Okay, because what we want to do over here is now put these things into a compacting drawer. So we've got our exporter set up with the right materials. The one other, well, I was going to say we'd export this over here too. We just need to extract it from our system. So those things need to go straight into the soul diffuser. And I'm not sure if it can put it straight in or not. In which case it might need to go into a modular router. Let's find out. Okay, so we're going to break that, break this, break that. Ah! So many items. So many items. Not enough time. Yikes. Okay, so let's go open the backpack, put that there. That should allow us to do this several times over. Very good. GFK. We should probably check what's inside of here, shouldn't we? Sour orange removes 10%. Wow. Dude, that's epic right there. I do not have enough shards to get that, unfortunately. So, this spot right here, as you can see, I had a bit of trouble putting the cover on. I can't get it to sort of go and hide the exporter, but it turned out to be useful because you can click on that. So it's a case of, does this go straight into here? If not, we could have the hopper point directly below. So I think actually... we don't need the modular router to do too much. In fact, we might not need the modular router at all. I think we need it for one thing, which is the compacting drawer. But if we send it straight back into the system, then we don't actually need to use the modular router at all. Kind of weird that. So, like, this stuff here, I might build with this at a later point in time. What we can do on a temporary basis is tell it to extract. The only issue is it's hard to get to that thing. Oh, now I'm breaking my base. Breaking my base all of a sudden. Yeah, it's hard to get to that when this is in the way. Right, so it doesn't put directly... Oh, it does! It puts directly into it. Wow. Okay, what happens when I put a hopper underneath? What item are you going to take out? The one that we want it to. So, what I could probably actually do is just have an importer, right? Hidden below to take the item back out into the same network. Now, what's interesting about that is that I probably want to access the exporter from time to time. So I might have an importer at that level, which I can't actually place blocks down there. I kind of don't want to move this thing because it's configured, right? But I also want to be able to access it. I guess I'm probably going to end up just breaking some blocks going behind to change it. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing that. Okay, so we'll do this. Ideally, it'd be really cool if it were on top of that pedestal. I think I'm just going to move the pedestal over by one. Wait a minute, I need to... need to put something underneath there. That lines up perfectly as well. Dang it. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here. What does it? This thing? I kind of like that, you know. Does this thing line up with it? No, it goes into it. What am I on about? Do it like that. Then you can't really look at it. I'm literally getting hung up on how this looks. I think I might actually end up moving. Oh, I have to redo the filter if I move it. Okay. Okay, I think this thing is basically going to end up not looking very pretty. Is basically how it's going to go. The setup on the other end is to make sure that we have a compacting drawer. And as you can see, I actually expanded my capacity here. I also found... Oh, they fixed themselves. These ones lost their textures last time I was in the world, and now they've come back. So we need to add a compacting drawer for the soul stuff, which is currently, as you can see, in different places. So that'll be a secondary part of making this work. And then I will just come into my crafting grid and take these things out. So what I need is actually nothing to do with modular routers. It's all possible without. In which case we need something similar to the exporter. It's just called an importer, I believe. Right, and then we need these things. So that is made like so. Do I have another one spare? I don't. So now I have to go and make one of those. We're short on redstone again. Okay, I've been getting redstone from villagers, by the way. Go back to that, create this, go and smelt it. Like having a smelter actually like right next to me over there probably makes a bit more sense. Having a little mini smelter. Routers can help you make it pretty though, and you can move items in and out on long distances, says Gorbius. Yeah, because of the wireless thing, right? Well, I don't mind doing that setup this way since I started it this way. But on the next one, we should probably do it that way. Like with the modular routers. I actually don't know what the next thing I was going to do. Wasn't there an idea I mentioned? Throw your ideas into chat for what we should do next with this stuff. I'm definitely going to need some help figuring it out. I guess you can use a modular router and disguise it to a puller. Yeah. So I get the whole idea with like it being more hidden. What do I want to do here? Do I want to do it like that? It kind of looks just a little better. Is what's a weird reason for doing it that way. I think it looks like a little stand is kind of what I'm getting at. So I'm going to put it like that. So that's going to go. In fact, I don't even need the cable behind it, right? That's going to be our importer. And now it should be taking items out of there, which it is. Now, you don't need upgrades on these because of the pace that the soul diffuser works at. Right, and then I'm also Gonna come in here and just take that off the list, as that's all we need to do. So that's now being moved. I want to put that block there. Right, looks pretty seamless. We'll see it activate whenever we chuck junk into the system. That's kind of cool. X, you can use Dark Utilities research to improve the drop rates of your mob farm like crazy. Yeah, for now we're going to focus on modular routers. That's kind of our project at the moment. I don't have any knowledge stuff, though, to unlock any other mods. What mods is he using, says Moon Oriented? Modular routers is the one we're focusing on. Okay, so I think what I need now is my key, which I put into here. You know what? I noticed I tidied up some of those chests that were lying around. So I'm going to grab that. And then we're going to go, let's see, what are they called? Soul? Yeah, that stuff. So we'll take that out. That's actually the only thing being stored in there. That's very handy. So for me to make a compacting drawer, we're missing the thing that goes in the middle, which I think is one of those. So we're missing the log. However, I think pretty much any log goes. No, maybe any vanilla log. Yeah, there you go. Right, then we make that. Then we do this. Then we need to set it up with the right blocks. So one of them was the polished vault stone. And was it stripped something? That stuff. Wrong way around. And we got one. Very cool. So we'll go over here. Yep, relock that one. Come over here. That's now attached. Lock it up. Put this in it. And now, when we send items into that thing over there, they're automatically going to get sent or turned into soul shards, which we can then pull out like this. And then I can drop and it'll go in there. So that is now automated, which is really cool. So the next thing is like, what do we automate with the thing? Right, modular routers idea. Have we got any in chat? I'm looking at chat. I'm not seeing many ideas. Feel free to share them. Because I've had tons of suggestions about using this. And the one idea I had, I realised that, well, it kind of really doesn't need it. And we can just set it up quickly because I already did something for it. I have 0 ideas, says Vogel. That's fine. Delooting pouches. Yes. Okay, so how are we going to deloot a pouch? If I plop my pouches, we got 2. If I plop them on top of this, it's pretty much a rule that everything comes out, right? So I do that, and then I go here. The issue is, what happens to jewels, right? Certain things need to go somewhere else. So are we going to basically tell it where to go? I think what we need... Okay, another thing to mention, by the way, you have a buffer in here, so it takes through one item at a time. So we're probably going to need some sort of upgrade. If I break that, the buffer will start filling up. So we probably need like speed upgrades to take things out quickly. And then they need to go somewhere. So our sender module is going to push... Well, actually, it's going to... We need it to push based on what type of item is in it. So when we right-click like this, we can add a filter. So if we have a filter for jewels and we blacklist it in the other ones, then I think you can have multiple senders inside of here that send them to different places. Am I getting this right? So we want to blacklist jewels and armor and stuff like that and send them somewhere else. Jewels and gear, yeah. Blacklist in the puller. Yeah, I'm seeing how it works now. And then we need some sort of speed upgrades. So I like the idea... Oh, God. I like the idea that we come down and plop these down. You might have noticed that I've been working on a little bit of a layout here. There's also a little contraption. This energizing orb works really well as like a little display case. I think I might rebuild that somewhere else at another point in time. Maybe this middle bit right here is where we plop our backpacks down when we're done, like our 2 belts. So we finish a run, or we could put 3 in a row and include the scavenger. So we could have 3 in a row over here. Now, because they take up a full block, we can put, like, stuff behind it. So if we want it to go into this system over here, I'm pretty sure we're going to pass it through refined storage. So we're going to need some of those importers again, I think, so that it can import the contents and put them over here. Those importers are going to need speed upgrades on them. So we need some sort of high capacity storage directly behind our modules. And then our modules are instructed to take items out of what's above it based on whitelists and blacklists. The only thing is that the jewels will need to be sent somewhere else. So we'll probably do that wirelessly. I'm not sure where the jewels are going to go. Scavenge directly into Soul Diffuser, says Dia. Ah, okay. So maybe we have a modular router over here that's linked to that thing. Maybe it sits there. No, I see your point. We'll do a wireless one. So we put it here, see it in action, and it goes over there. Now that's a simple thing that we could technically do right now. And there's an item in it to test it. So we just need a wireless... Okay, so let's go to the modular routers. Wait, am I... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen. That's why I'm not seeing anything. Well, I'm looking at this area of the screen over here. So we're going to want stuff like a speed upgrade, which we can get. That's cool. And a stack upgrade, no doubt. In fact, we probably want those right now for what we're about to do. So let's go ahead and make those. So speed upgrade. Okay, and that gave me 3. And a stack upgrade actually get 2. Yeah, okay, so those upgrades are going to go in the next modular router that we put down. We need a... what do we need? I think we need a Sender Mark II. So we have to make a template. Sender Mark II. These recipes are not painful. Let me just say that. Let me just say that. We played with some mods that just send you down a rabbit hole and it's like, please stop. Okay. Hold I for more info. Increases the router tick rate. Okay. Do they go in stacked? They do. Can I spread them out? No. So I can put 9 in there. Interesting. Stack upgrades probably... Oh no. Let's have a look. Items processed per operation 4. Max use for upgrade 6. So I can triple both of those to fill that up to its full capacity. Interesting. So now we need the modules, of which we've got the sender, and I need to borrow this puller. So the puller we're about to set up will actually work the same way. Okay, so we click on it like that. We're going to say... Can it only do one at a time? Interesting. It's going to pull from upwards, and basically it's going to take out anything, so it doesn't require any other setup. And then this, we click on that. Aha. And it has been linked. And there is no configuration to do there either. That is the sender. So items come in and then they go out. So we've only got one item to test it. But now when I put that there, that actually went in there and it recycled it. And then I take that back and put it here. Nice. Nice. Right, our first little bit of that. We've had a noise in the ear. Sejragos, thank you ever so much for 6 months. Thank you for using the Amazon Prime on me. Appreciate the support, my dude. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Lucro says nifty. There's the word. That is definitely nifty. Trapdoor, trapdoor. That is a very soul diffusing-ish. There is such a thing. Looking trapdoor. Yeah? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. That one just has to stay on the ground, apparently. Yeah, so now we've got that little spot to throw down our backpack. So that's one thing. When it comes to the other one, we've started to put some of the pieces of the puzzle together. All of this is going to go somewhere else now, though. This is going to be our spot, I think. So let's get rid of the trash can and these things. Okay, we'll go and put all of this over here now. You know, I don't really need this crafting table. Oh, I have another one of those. So, trash can, if I need it, we'll wander over here and make use of that again. This will obviously get cleaned up soon as well. I put some sconces in here because they're kind of cool, but I decided to scrap them all for soul bag stuff. You can hide the routers, can't you, says Dia. I think I'm going to embrace them and, like, put them, you know, so I can physically see them and remind myself, oh yeah, that's the mod that we're using. That's the way I'm going to treat it. Infinite water thing, I need to put somewhere else in this base. What's the betting that there's, like, a block that does that in this game, like a water tank? Doesn't a sink do that? I'm pretty sure a sink does. Oh, except you need that. Like, do I want to spend a pog? Do I want to spend all of those resources on that? Maybe there's something else in the mod that does it. Maybe that's it. Infinity water bottle, someone said. I don't see infinity water bottle here. Doesn't appear to be a thing. Anyway, it's not something we have to worry about now, but obviously every now and then you seem to need to want to fill up a bucket, right? The trick usually is to keep 2 in your backpack, so if I've got 2 there, let's just go ahead and fill this in, because it's not a problem we need to really be worrying about right now, is it? Okay, we need to worry about these modular routers. So we're going to have 2 of them. Originally 3, because I was going to put the scavenger in as well. So maybe actually it would be better suited to this spot, although we've got that thing there, which I really just need to set up somewhere else. Yeah, I'm going to end up needing to use that again, and I don't want to forget. Okay, let's go ahead and put the useful things back down. And to keep the area nice and lit, we'll actually go ahead. Buttons! 2 of those. We'll go ahead and put 2 of those down. Keep it nice and lit here. So that's where our modular routers are going to sit, right in front of us. This is where we put our backpacks down, is the idea. Going to go ahead, grab that. So we need another modular router. Keep pressing that button. Why do I keep pressing that? Wait, again? Okay, weird. You can use supplementaries plus a faucet plus jar to get an infinite source of water. Oh, cool. Sink the cost of a POG. For that, I don't think so. Reservoir from Ender.io. I don't know if that's in the pack. I don't think Ender.io is in the pack. That's a mod I've played with plenty of times in the past, though. Oh, we're low on this. It shouldn't really be a problem. There you go. Got a few more of them. Right, so now we have our 2 modular routers. And they all need to be configured and stuff. Gonna rip out the back here. So we're gonna need like a storage thing going on. So is there like some chests that hold a lot of items that have like a lot of capacity we could put directly behind it? Is what I need to know. Colossal chests. That's locked behind knowledge shards. Drawers with diamond upgrade. They only store up to 4 types of items, and we need to shuffle in a lot of items. The vault chests. Oh, okay. Have I made any of those yet? I thought I made one. Wooden chest. Isn't that a vault chest? Is that what we mean? Because they have normal capacity. Or are we talking about a treasure? This thing right here. In which case, why can't I find the right button? There it is. That thing? Ornate chests hold more. Okay, ornate chests. So I can make 2 of those. Right, okay. No. Try again. Oh, it has to be driftwood. Right. Apparently I don't have any driftwood. Or planks, at least. Right, there you go. Okay, 2 of those. Very good. Kind of feel like they should be on display. Which might be possible. If I had these, if I had them 1 block higher, then you'd need to sort of put things up there. So we'd have to get those out of the way. Let's see what happens when they're there. Oh, that does have some more capacity. Look at that. You can still open them. So then we'd walk up and we'd just put our backpack here and here, basically, wouldn't we? And now I want to do this. So yeah, I want this thing to look cool, basically. So it's going to have all of that space, and then that needs to interact with something that we'll put behind here as well. We can also have, like, bonus storage space now, because we can use this space here as well. Yeah, so there'll be, like, importers that need upgrades. That's pretty straightforward. It's like, in fact, we can do this all with just the regular senders, because it's going to be look above, put them down, and off you go. And that'll unload them. The only thing is, we need multiple for, yeah, for whitelists, right? I think that's right. So, yeah, that's the other question. Where are we sending the jewels? I feel like we need to figure out how are we storing jewels, because they're all here, right? Okay, chat, I need your help again. Probably not as good as a vanilla double chest, though. Yeah, because then it would share the whole space between the two, wouldn't it? Huh. You could have done a loot belt with stack upgrades. We have a loot belt with stack upgrades. See modular router filter upgrade. Okay. I thought the filter was a part of the thing that already existed. So, inspection, bulk. Well, that's bulk. Mod and rejects. I don't know what a rejects is. I don't know what to expect of this. Just make a separate storage system for the jewels, I guess, as Lucro. I had that suggestion, and then I saw another suggestion where I was like, oh, that's clever. But I can't remember what it was. Lord Raven says shulker boxes for jewels. They're going to fill up, though, right? You putting on a disc makes so much sense. But then that means that I have to make a controller and a grid. Not a crafting one, though. And then maybe the place that I access the jewels is over here, right? Like, we can put a grid here. I don't have to take the jewels anywhere else in the base, so it makes sense that that would get routed over there. So that could be kind of interesting. Then we would have to power it, which we could do from over here, so that's not too difficult. So that means we'd make a controller and a grid and a secondary disk drive. Oh, by the way, we haven't done this in a while. We have to do this now because I just thought of it. Mod box. Right, we just unlocked a new mod. Ready for it? What do we got? Okay, I just got a 16k storage disk. 2 more traders, an upgrade. Was that it? I think that 1, 2, 3, 4. That was it. Cool. Which reminds me to show you my setup up here. Automatic emeralds now. Now, why did you stop trade? You got potatoes? This guy's got a potato in his farm. How did that happen? It's supposed to have carrots, my dude. How do I take it out? What's going on? It won't let me click on it. What's going on here? Take those out. Why can't I get the potatoes back? Shift click? Oh, that's the way. That's the way. I don't know how that happened. I gave them all carrots. Dang it. That's messed up my whole operation, basically. And now I have stupid amounts of potatoes that I don't need. Right. Upgrades can go in there. Stone. Storage disk we'll hang on to for a second. The traders I'll just drop down up top. Some carrots, just throw them in. Who needs feeding? Oink oink. Of course you do. Of course you do. Yeah, is that all fixed now? Right. So yeah, I've got that, and then over here I've been trading redstone, obviously, right? Which is a resource I'm running low on, and I'm a little bit annoyed that we've not got more emeralds coming in. A little bit annoyed, but not bad. You can make RS filters and a grid to only see jewels, says GreyDef. The problem that I foresee is, like, I'm going to throw a jewel into here, and I don't know how to tell the system that that needs to go to a certain place. Unless I set a high priority on jewels into a storage area. See, this is the thing. We want to put them on discs. Discs don't... Oh, no, maybe they can. But then there's no filter here. Does refined storage have some sort of filtering system? What's that? Filter. Does that go up here? That says disk drive and this says disks. Like... Wait, there's... What is that? Is that the filter then? Okay, I'm going to make that and find out. I think we can experiment here. It might be possible to put it in its own disk drive on the same network. And we can experiment with that a little bit. Like, pretty much straight off the bat. So, that could be a way to solve this and keep it rather simple. Yeah, okay, so we've got a filter. Now... Oh, interesting, interesting. Like, I have a jewel. How's it going to treat it? Like, I think if I turn off MBT, then it becomes just a jewel. But maybe only chipped jewels. So let's also take a flawed and flawless for some tests, basically. Flawless, there we go. So, whitelisting or blacklisting? We want a whitelist, so we're telling it... Don't know what this is. Okay, that worries me. I don't know what that is down there. So that tells us that only that item can go in here, yeah? Let's go grab a disk drive. I think we can... No. We need to leave those disks in to do a proper test, I think. So we want a disk drive. We want one of these. Luckily, that is not pricey. And, yeah, we're using some black chromatic stuff there. This'll find a place to go in the network, I guess. For now, I'm going to put it there. That means it's attached because it's connected back there. So with this filter, and let's go ahead and use this empty disk for testing. I'm going to set the priority really high. Like, I'm going to put it at 100. That is our highest priority. 109, 100. Set. When I come over here, that's the first thing the system's going to look at when I throw in an item. So let's throw in... some cobblestone, right? I've taken it out, or vault cobble, for example. Okay, so maybe that doesn't work. Because those items just went into there, right? Interesting. I've got this disk manipulator. That'll move all the items back out and into somewhere else. There are 3 storage blocks from refined storage, so you can have 4K storage. And that should be filtered for jewels only. Storage block. Okay. Let's have a look at storage blocks then. 16K, 1K. Right, and then we're going to go down a little rabbit hole. Possibly. Storage block. Let's just try and make 1K to begin with. That's crafting storage, wrong thing. This. No, what I want to do is add it over there. Okay. So like machine casing. Then that. Which I can actually make. That's good, that's promising. Need more of this. Yeah, that wasn't too painful, was it? Okay, so 1K storage block. When we place it down, it has an interface. Right. Ah, oh, maybe that's what I missed last time. Whitelist? Ah, okay. Okay, let's do another little test there. So, Did I put my disc in? I didn't put the disc in. This one is still priority 100. Okay. Interesting. Chipped. Remember, it was chipped. It didn't go there. It didn't go there. It didn't go there. Wow. Okay. I don't know how that works. I'm not so confident over here either. But let's try it. So, obviously, we've got to go and place that actually next to this thing over here. Okay, so the priority we'll set to, you know, 100 again. But we're going to be on whitelist mode for chip jewels. Exact mode we'll put off. Oh, that might have been a mistake on the last drive. I thought it said extract. I really want to test the other one again now. I thought it said extract. Okay, let's try one more time. Also, it might make more sense to put those filters, like these items, directly up here now that we understand a bit more. Whitelist. Exact mode is off. Priority is 100. And we put in a chipped jewel. And where does it go? Didn't go here. Right, so... Okay, that came down here. The next thing to do is a test with a flawed one. And I'm going to put in a flawed jewel. Okay, and it went there. I'm going to put in a flawed jewel. And it went there. Okay, so now we're going to type in jewel and take out the chipped one. We're going to put the chipped up here. And then we're going to drop it in. Woo! Okay. You took the carrot out in a previous stream and replaced it, says Curls. No, that's not true because I did all of that off camera. I set that stuff up top off camera, so I didn't do it in a previous stream. I remember taking all the plants out and putting in carrots, which is why I was so surprised there was a potato in there. Place a jewel in one of the 9 slots at the top. Oh, that's literally what we just figured out. Thank you, Zombie Fat Cat. So finally, we did it, and it's probably the same way it works with this storage block, which we're now probably not going to use because we have, you know, 16k storage here. Now, flawed and chipped... Okay, what types of jewels are there? If I type in jewel over here... Yeah, that's cool, not jewel. Right, we don't see all the different types. Because I'm pretty sure... Like, if I type in flaw or perfect, we might... Okay, wait. I have to put the other disk into the system. Okay, so now when I type in flaw... Right, we see all the flawless... Then there's flawed. We've done those two. Then there's chipped. I think there's like perfect, which I might not have. No, I've got perfect jewels. A bunch of peeps says it doesn't matter if your filtered jewel is chipped or whatnot. Well, we just saw that it did because I put in the chipped one and it didn't go through until I put it on the filter, right? What are the levels anyway? Chipped... Flawed. I kind of want to put them the other way around now. I want to put them in order. You get chipped, you get flawed, flawless, and then perfect. Is there anything else though? Flawed. What about flawed? There you go. Flawed jewel. Right. Is there any other level? Nope, 4 in total. Thank you. So chipped, flawed, flawless, and perfect. Right, now here's what I'm going to do next. This might shock and amaze you. If I put that in there, oh god, I hope this is right. This has got to be right. Now it's moving them all one by one, and we should see that number tick up. Yes. So now we move. Although actually, do we want to do that? Like. Let's do that when we need it. The 4K one, let's put it here. Okay, let's actually do it the other way around. So now all of those are going to go into our 4K. Excellent. This means I can now drop jewels in like that. And they end up here. This is beautiful. This is making me happy. Okay, this is some organization right here, peeps. So now, when we dunk anything into our system, it goes there. We don't have to make this modular thing any more extraordinary. It'll do this. The only thing is... When I move this, are we going to lose all the memory of it? It's just one thing I'm wondering about. I guess that can get stored in there now. And that. Okay. I want to put that somewhere, and I kind of want it to be on display, so I could swap it out for the disk manipulator. Or maybe even the ender cell, like, but where do I put that? See what I mean? That I don't really need to interact with, so I could actually put that behind the ender cell, and therefore, okay, I think I know what to do. So I'm going to rip that out. That's going to go on the opposite side because it's not connected to anything. Oh, look at this. Okay, let's grab some stone quickly. This is dangerous living here. Going behind the scenes on our base. Oh, look, there's a cable in the way. Not a bother. I might even add like a stair block so we can still access that. I think that would be smart. Okay then. So here's where this thing's going to get messed up, right? I'm going to take that out. Break that. Put it here. We're losing power? Shouldn't be losing power. Oh, it doesn't actually touch it. What was I thinking? Break that. Yeah, I need some of that emergency stone down there again. Right, that's connected. Now you're powered. Then I guess I need a cable. Just one. Put that over here to the side. Up we go. Right, let's have that there. Get that. And put it here like this. So we can still access that now, actually, if we need to. It's powering our ender cell. And this is connected to the network. Now, it lost. I did have a feeling it might do that. So we need to go in here. We need to do chipped. We need to do flawless and flawed. Flawless. Flawed. And then perfect. Awesome. And then priority 100. Okay. Chipped. The next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. Lovely. Alright, that's beautiful. That's set up. That's good to go. So now we can handle Jules on their own network thing here, which is kind of cool. We've managed to tap out all of that while we've been playing today. That is probably all of the stone that I was gathering earlier. So if I really wanted the space back, right? Like, I don't know if you can do anything useful with that, but I could come over here and just be like, look, we've gathered loads of whatever material that was. Let's get rid of it. Then when we come over here, nah, they're still full up. Wow, they actually haven't budged a bit. Maybe cobblestone has enough upgrades over here that that wasn't the one. Okay, so what about stone? Check this thing first. Interesting. Was it clay was the last thing I put in bulk? There you go, it was clay. So clay was snatching up some of that storage space. Huh. Anyway, we can do that. We can do that. Compact the stone and cobble. Yeah, you know, when we need to, we will. We just proved it was clay that was the issue. Are all the modes in that disk drive correct? Best to double check. Oh dear. Exact mode was on. But the ones that I took out and put back on, they would have gone into there. Oh, except I have whitelist. Okay, so now when we type in... Yeah, they didn't actually go back in. Thanks for that. Who was that? Lucaro, was that you noticing it? Appreciated, my dude. Appreciated. So now we do that. We come over here. We take it out. I could have checked by the number. We type in due. And there's nothing on there. So, well spotted. Thank you for your help. Void upgrade for your drawers, says Crypto. I'd like to get to that. We need to do a run where we get the right materials to come and upgrade this, basically. Like, it's gonna be a resource sink. So it's something we've got to work on. Okay, let's grab a chest. And put it over the other side of the room now, because that thing has had quite a few items taken out of it. Let's open up our pouch and put that back. So, yeah, all the little things over here. This stuff... Don't know what the plan for all of this is, really. I know some items are... What's the map? I can't even remember. Buried treasure map? Can't even remember the what on the wire, that one. But yeah, these are like old tools, and maybe they end up going somewhere at some point. Also, I hooked up the wireless grid, but its range is very small, so we need upgrades if we want to make use of that. Which, I wonder if we could do that today. Let's type in... No, wait, I'm doing it all wrong. Wireless. Do we see upgrades? Wireless booster, that's the other mod. Okay, so I think whatever upgrades its range might not be called wireless. It might be called range. Like what we got there. Range upgrade. Hello. That doesn't look too bad. Oh, then you got those things. Should we put some range upgrades on it? If I head up here and grab those emeralds, oh, look at that. It's much better. Much better. Okay, and then I can't do too many of these trades at once. Which is why those extra trading blocks we got today were pretty handy. Okay, coming back over here. Going to dump those in there. The redstone is now in a compacting drawer. As you can see. So that's handy. You can place the transmitter rods and things throughout the base. Oh! Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, what? It doesn't have to be right there, does it? 16 blocks. That is some good thinking. I still think they would need upgrades. Or it could be like you just put one here, then you open up the grids and you're like, aha. Instead of doing a... Oh, I like that idea. Instead of doing a grid at every single spot. So that thing, actually... Let's think. How much does it cost to make a wireless transmitter? Because the cables are cheap. See, that maybe? I don't know. That's not really pricey, is it? Let's grab this thing. By the way, these bars across the top here, they look better when they were recessed. But I couldn't do that because we had the wireless transmitter, which apparently had to be on top of that block. I now realize I don't know why I thought it had to be on top of that block. Anyway, this is our workstation area. It's slowly going to evolve with time anyway, right? But actually, maybe we want to put... Oh, dude, let's put some souvenirs back there, right? Souvenirs, we love those. What souvenirs have we collected that would fit in that backspace? Look how easily I get distracted. Do y'all remember some souvenirs? Like, what do we... Oh, now we got all of those in there too. Huh. There's a good reason to keep them separate then. It's not the worst thing ever. Now that's a relic. Oh, and then... Okay, maybe we do need to put them in a separate thing at some point. I want to put that somewhere just because it's a cool block. That looks like a face. Why do you want to keep the jewels separate though? Because they stack up in here when you get down to the bottom area. Probably not going to bother us too often, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Maybe we'll separate it later on. Like I could put a sack up there, like little things that we collected from the vault that look cool. I don't want them to be full blocks. I want them to be partials though, right? So they look like little details, little mementos that we've collected. Hey, noise in the air. Austin, 420. Thank you for your prime, my dude. Appreciate you using that on me. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and thank you for supporting me over here. That's appreciated, my dude. A bell. Lay down a bell. The statue man. We've thrown a few statue men around the place. That's why I'm now looking for other little trinkets. Do you have cookie jars or sweet jars? Yep, we've set up a few of those already. That's the thing. We're going to run out of like... Oh, I've just thought of something. There was that lock that I showed you earlier that can act as a display case, right? It's like maybe that. Anyway, like... I need to do this when I'm just like off camera, not doing anything. It's probably the best time to figure it out. So like we could have a sack there and a little statue guy here. Just add some like minor little details here and there. It's cool. So we are gonna finish off this modular outer stuff. We just want to do one more thing beforehand. Now there is, as you can see, cables already over here. So I'm going to break these two blocks. Come back this way a little bit into our back area where we shall see that there are cables very nearby. Yeah, so we'll take that cable. That's Yeah, we're not going to use that over here now, I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty good at covering that up, you know. A little bit of vault stone there for now. Let's go and put our little range thing right underneath this. So we bring that cable across and plop it there. I think do you have to click on it to like link it? Maybe not. Cover that up. Now when we're here. Oh, maybe. Wait a minute. Didn't I click on it? Maybe that works now. Hey. So if I'm in this area and it's like, oh, do you know what? I want to access the jewels. Well, we're here on the grid. Let's set it up to. Oh, interesting. We could have it ascending so that jewels are already there. Sort by quantity, name, ID, last modified. It'd be cool if I could tell it just to only display jewels, right? Oh, interesting. So we'll go that way. And then, you know, I can search for whatever jewels I want right here wirelessly. That is pretty awesome. Alright, I'm happy with that. The last piece of the puzzle, though, today is really this thing. I'm a little bit torn about the double chest idea. We might change that later on. We wouldn't have too much of a bother. We would rip these out and put in a double chest, but we'll see how it performs. So we're going to need 2 exporters. No, 2 importers that need to be upgraded. So here's where we get into refined storage. Y'all are saying I can add a dual filter. Really? Where would that be? Add a filter. Like the one that I had a minute ago. Where does that go on here? Oh, it's got those upgrade slots on the side. Okay, so if I go into here, can I type in like that? Does that work? Let's see. It's definitely. I'm on the right case, aren't I? Use a warped double chest. It will go with the theme. Ah, that's a good idea. We can put the ornate chest somewhere else. Use the filter you made earlier. You can add an icon onto filters to make them a tab at the top. Ah. But, oh right, someone's saying I literally have to put the icon on to use the thing I was just trying to use. So if I do that, wait, or am I just naming it? So when it's here, okay. Interesting. It didn't do what I thought it would. It adds an actual tab. Wow. Okay. Now, was that what it was called, by the way? 44. Okay, so that's what that bit is, right? Now the next bit, I guess, is like sussing out. Ha! But we don't need the tab now because it's done. Now, is it only chipped? It is. Only chipped. So we need all 4 types again, but that's cool. No, there's flawed in there as well, and perfect. And it seems to have put them in order. Okay, in which case I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get rid of that and delete this. And now put it back in. Right, the only thing I'll say about that is that this is our wireless access. So, like, it's good that it works over here. Right, but if we want to start using it elsewhere, we might have to ditch that. But anyway, that was some learning. That was good. That was some good learning. Alright, I like learning and picking up how to use these mods. Okay. Right, so back to the modular outer stuff. No, refined storage. Refined storage. That was next. We need to make a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe. We need stack upgrades. We actually need 2 of them, and then we need speed upgrades. Let's go ahead and add the speed upgrade over on the left. So we need a bunch of improved processors, which means making these. So now we have redstone blocks because we just put it into our system. I think I know what's going on here. I think redstone is sort of stored somewhere else. Ah, this is the problem with these storage systems, right? They need that diagnostic. Somewhere else, I think it's putting them and not into our compacting drawer, unfortunately. There is space down below, but it's like, good luck trying to find it, right? Good luck trying to find that. Especially with this giant tooltip. Getting all up in your face. I don't see it anywhere, so we're going to have to craft it manually. Great. You could blacklist the jewels on your main access point. Great idea, great idea. We'll see how it goes. If it becomes annoying, we'll take more advantage of it. Okay, 8 of those means 2 of each, basically. Yeah, this is bottlenecking us big time. Hero Blender, thank you so much for 14 months. I saw a hedgehog in my garden today, and it came really close to me, hee hee. Have you ever seen wild animals in your garden? Yeah, I had this really weird night, probably in the first year or 2 of living at this place. And I think it was 2 badgers having sex in the garden or something. But like, they were making the weirdest noises, and I was so freaked out. I wake up in terror when I hear cats screaming. When I lived with my parents, I was on the ground floor and cats used to fight in the back garden, and quite often I'd wake up with this feeling of terror listening to cats absolutely howling at each other, right? So it was sort of similar to that, but it wasn't as violent sounding, and I kept looking out my window like, where is this sound coming from? Because after a while they're like waking up feeling like, I don't know, threatened because of these crazy screaming sounds. After that subsided, it was then a case of like, where is this coming from? So I'd go out there and like, well, I'd be looking out my window and I was dead sure it was coming from my garden. I was like it's coming from right down here, isn't it? And eventually I could see these moving little shadows, and I had to get a torch, which was probably just my phone, and go out there and sort of shine it on the grass, and there were these 2 animals. I think they were badgers. I'm pretty sure they were going at it, like doing whatever their mating ritual was, and it involved making a lot of noise, and it was really quite freaky. But like once I figured out, you know, oh, this is what's going on, it was like, you know, it became quite interesting because it was just nature then. And it's funny that you bring that up, because literally yesterday I went for a walk before going to bed, and there was a fox right outside my house. And I've seen that fox around the neighborhood a few times, but this time it was real close, and it was a big fox. I was like, if that thing attacks me, you know, like I would probably be able to protect myself to some extent, but it could bite, like it could hurt you. I don't think foxes are like that. I don't think they come out and attack humans, so you know, don't worry about that. But yeah, it was it's cool to see nature like that, but there's always like a little bit of like unnerviness, I guess, when it might be an animal that might attack you if it's threatened or something, because then it's like, you know, you're yanked out of your normal reality. I think I'm going to just make 2 of these because they require those, and that's all I've got in terms of redstone right now. Foxfire says, don't worry, I'd never attack you. Appreciate it, my dude. I picked up a fox, says Dr. D, Junior Diesel. Wow, that's cool. Animals are beautiful, they're amazing. I love nature. I feel like sometimes you just like, you're so indoors all the time, you kind of like need to go out there and see it, which I've got a trip planned later this year, which will let me see some nature. The cats yodeling in our neighborhood sounds like a child crying. It's really creepy at times, says Crazy Sheezy. Yeah, they can sound like crying. Just the screeching they do is awful. Like it sounds so like alien and threatening. And as I said, I've woken up in the night plenty of times hearing that sound and just feeling the absolute terror of like, oh my god, what is this? This sound is like setting off all the alarm bells. You know, get out, you're not safe. That's what it sounds like. Crazy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put those exporters here. Importers, right? Then we're going to go and put the stack upgrade and the speed upgrade in. No, that's the filter area. We don't want this filtered. Then this needs to connect to the network, which we can do kindly. And that's kind of it, I think, because we don't need to separate the jewels anymore, right? that was the other big challenge of this setup. So if I get some vault cobble, we can seal the top. Is it 4 blocks I need there? So now what we want to do is place our backpacks and have them drain out and, yeah, go down into those chests. So for this, I think we're going to end up needing a lot of upgrades. Okay, having trouble with that key again. Right, so over here, we need the puller module twice over. And then we've got those... Okay, let's just do... we're running out of resources. Which means I need to make those. Those, again, I'm pretty sure I put those into a compacting... How are we that low on carbon? No, we're not. What's going on here? What's happening? I thought I put these into a compacting drawer. Oh, no, okay, that makes total sense now. It's because they're in a compacting drawer. Oh dear. And now I've lost my mod over here, so bring it back. Let's add them to the side. We need 2 of those, yeah. And then we're going to need a bunch of speed upgrades and stack upgrades. So those are the 3 that we're making. So first of all, I guess we didn't make that. Since we're a little low on some resources, we'll be careful. Other module, right? 1. Wait. Missing... Oh, that's the thing I was literally trying to craft. Okay, so 2 puller modules. We're not actually going to use the sender module. No. We need a sender module to send the items down. So we do actually need a secondary sender module. Okay, that's good. We've sussed that one out. So now when it comes to speed, I think we figured out that you need like 3 each time. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't think we're going to make all the upgrades we need today. Because we're getting low on that carbon. It's the thing in the middle that we need. Okay, so stack upgrades. Speed upgrades. We're most of the way there. Except we need to double up. So I'm not going to make any more today just because we'll do the resource checking stuff later on. Right, so now it's a case of setting these up. And this will actually be really quick. We've spent all stream building towards this moment. It's going to pull from up top. It's going to push down to the bottom. And it's going to take out absolutely everything. Oh, except we never set up... we never set up our other gear, did we? Huh. I might need to create some sort of similar setup to this with another disk drive then, right? No, I could put one up there in the middle if I wanted to. Disk drive. Am I right, peeps? I probably now need a disk drive for all of our armor stuff, yeah? Hello again. Surprised to see X still streaming. No HC meeting tonight, says Badger. It's a Wednesday. Oh wait, it's a Wednesday and going mad. It's because of that pre-release yesterday. It threw us all off. We're all off balance now, aren't we? Right. So we've got that going on. And we got that going on. Now that works. The only problem is... Use the Vloek you just crafted. The Vloek? Don't know what a Vloek is. Block. Use the block you just crafted. Wait. Don't know what that was. Anyway, I think, you know, we'll let them go into there and fish them out because we tend to process all of that stuff immediately after anyway. But we want to store jewels separately. So I don't think it's a really big issue right now. Let's go ahead and simulate something here. Like, let's say we've got a bunch of this stuff coming through, right? What I'll go ahead and do is turn on the backpacks. Okay, some stuff went into there. The other stuff I can just like throw like this. Oh wait, except that. Okay, so that all went into the backpacks. Then after a run, we're going to come over here and we're going to shift click there and there. We can watch the items come out of it. We can see these light up, which look fantastic. And we can watch them appear in there and then get taken out. So we will, of course, need to make some upgrades as we go. Does this thing store energy? Or is it 0 out of 0? But that's the system. So now it's just about getting some upgrades on it, really. I could actually maybe make 1, 2. No, now we're out of redstone. Great. See, I told you we were crunched. But if I AFK here a little bit more, then we'll get some more trades together. So I need a redstone farm. I need a witch egg. Okay, so that's 2 and 2. And then the next 2 will be like that. Let's go ahead and dunk that into there. Now it's going way, way faster. Dunk that into there. It's almost at max speed. Very cool. Oh, and then how do I pick these up? Just like that. Just like that. We have an unloading system for the end of our runs. We are becoming a smarter Vault Hunter. This is the stuff that I've been just a bit perpetually distracted from by doing runs. And I'm actually really enjoying it now. Like, Iskal was explaining to me how he set up the pack. And me and playing games, I do get a little lost sometimes. Like, I want a game to play the way I like. Sometimes you got to realize, like, the experience that's being created for you is different. And now I've sort of, like, refined and retuned priorities in my head, and it's starting to make more sense. So I think what's next for us is to do a run, of course. Dang, I really want that sour orange. We're not going to get that. We have some bounties here to pick up. Killing some mobs. We'll have to think about what type of run we want to create. We've got loads of loot over here to sort out. We've got I didn't even open the crates. We're going to open those, I think, in the next stream. And so, yeah, I think we're going to do a run next stream and figure out what our priority is. Also, like... Where's a good, like, thumbnail? Oh, I think that's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail right there. I can see it. Beautiful. Open that up. Get that ready to go out. Yeah, I'll take the time before I next do a stream. Like, that's the thing now. I need to stop, like, grinding and start to be smart and get the ideas in the correct order, and then we'll have a fantastic stream like we did today. It was fantastic. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I had a great time. I'm going to go work on some music right now. Like, that song is so stuck in my head, and I want to... I didn't get round to talking about it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll see if I can finish the song, and then y'all can just hear it. Like, I don't know when. Probably not for a week, but it's getting close. I need to go find a channel to raid, peeps. Oh, I've got to send you over to Tango. He's probably working on Decked Out. Can't wait to see it on Saturday. Got that to look forward to, right? That is it from me. Big thanks to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, cheered. Thanks to the mods, the Patreons, the people who gift subs. And thanks for everyone for hanging out with me today. I will see you maybe Friday or maybe Saturday. We'll see. Anyway,